Climax of Night 6. We have a extremely stacked Under Night bracket. I'm Tari. I'm joined by Tabby.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, happy to be working together. We were just talking about this is our third Climax in a row working together on the mic like this, so always great to be on the mic with one of the legends of the scene here. But yeah, when Tari said that this is a stacked block, this is an understatement of a block. This is, in my opinion, the scariest block to be in if you're not the 1 seed in your pool, because this has some of the strongest 1 seeds. I believe it's the 1 through 4 seeds of the tournament are all in these pools, if I remember how the layout goes.
Yeah, I believe you're actually correct. It's terrifying because if you look at the 2 seeds in a bunch of these actual sub-pools for the A block, a lot of these 2 seeds would be top seeds for their pools in other tournaments.
Yep. This is this is half of the EVO top 8 is your 1 seeds in these pools. So that, of course, we've got Defi, we've got Mo, we've got Big Black,
Mario.
and Mario.
Yep.
How could I forget?
And then the 2 seeds, I think we had, oh gosh, I am actually blanking on this right now. Smiles is one of them, I know that.
Yeah, so our 2 seeds are Carp, Garm,
right,
Smiles, and Grant or KFL or 32 characters. So, yeah, a bunch of names that, like you said, these are all names that would be the 1 seeds in their pools at any other event. And it gets even worse the further down you go with just like, oh, you're someone who's crazy good at this game, someone who's crazy good at this game. A lot of high-end talent. That is why Climax is the premier event. This is where everyone shows up and does, like, everything they can to be here because it's the most prestigious event. It's one of the highest profile events. And it's also got, I think, the second most international talent of an event right now. It's the most Japanese players we've had outside of EVO.
I think that's probably correct,
Yeah.
yes. You know, if you play a French bread game and you want to compete, this is the place to be.
Yeah, not even just Under Night. Like, right next to us is the Dengeki tournament is starting on, where they have some of the killers there. Current Code has players from all over the world. I think even Latin America got players to come up
crazy.
here. Yeah, they're running some crowdfunding events like the UNI2 did. So definitely tune in this whole weekend to both streams, put them up on both monitors, call out of your job, do what you can. Watch some excellent French bread gaming happening here. And speaking of which, we've got our first match coming up on deck. We've got Forte versus Curly.
It looks like it's going to be Lon versus Enkidu. That's an interesting matchup. I feel like, both these characters don't actually get as much representation now as they would in the previous version of the game.
Yeah, Lon.
So obviously Lon,
yeah,
pretty impressive. A lot of people don't like fighting him in this version of the game, but
There's not many people actually playing Lon.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Like, you say, like, oh, he's such a scary character, but a lot of those people are like, oh, just go play Heist instead, right? So you're going to see a little bit of how Forte wants to play on their game plan. Are they a little bit more on the Defi side where they're doing some basic strike throw? But Curly doesn't even want to give them a chance to start with, just going to get some early aggression, dashing in with a great 2-beat confirm to start us out.
And it's actually one of the spots that's not that great for Lon. He has DP, but his DP is not one of the better ones in the game. Oh, that's an interesting trade. The knockback helping Lon a lot, but the roll goes under the projectile and Enkidu back in.
Yeah, great recognition to see that Forte had been kept wanting to go for these projectiles again and again, and so just finding the raw 3C through it, gets the reversal parry off the CS as well.
It's a one-touch game for Curly, gets out of the snowflake. Once again with the roll, that'll do it.
I actually really like that EX Flower right there. I want to call it out because a lot of Lons you'll see just try to do instant flash for Ice Rain when they're in a scared neutral situation, but Forte actually going for Flower there is going to force Curly to have to be watching for those flashes and may give them a little bit of an edge. And right now they're trying to edge their way all the way to the corner, just set up some basic fireball offense right
Yeah, I mean, I think Forte is doing a pretty good job sort of taking control of that mid to long range, right, where Enkidu actually has to work a lot harder. Really nice CS into parry once again, but a controller disconnect. I don't know which player is on controller.
Yeah, I don't either. We'll have to see how that gets resolved, and hopefully we don't have any more of those through the rest of the day. But, it happens. Like, my first Climax, actually, my controller broke 5 minutes before pool start.
It broke?
It broke just completely. It would only hold forward. Yep. And so, sometimes it happens, and you've got to make those adjustments. You have to get ready for it. But I really, to sort of focus back on the gameplay right here, I like how Forte's game plan had switched up over from the previous round. It kind of looked like they were just getting ran over by Curly, right? Just the basic Enkidu pressure, pushing him forward again and again. But as soon as they stopped relying on those fireball sets, trying to zone them out, and just used Lon's really good normals, it really helped them regain control of that mid-screen space.
Right, especially when you think about it, Enkidu is actually extremely oppressive when he gets on top of you. And I think that's sort of what we were seeing was Forte got put into the corner right off the bat, and then probably felt like he was playing on the back foot a lot, and was throwing out the fireballs, trying to push the lawn, or trying to push Enkidu away.
Yep.
And rather than doing that, what you were saying is in the second round there was a lot more sort of infighting.
Yeah, like not forcing like some early aggressive round starts, right? Like not allowing that dash up 2B to happen like we saw in the first time. Just walk back and use 5B. It covers so much of that screen space. Enkidu doesn't have a ton of really good disjoints either compared to some other characters, so you get a lot of value of just pressing your good button and constantly trying to control that screen space.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe one of the things that's a little bit frightening around doing that is obviously the fact that Enkidu does have Havoc.
Yes. And
so when you trade badly, especially against Vorpal, then you still get comboed. But I will say that I think this game plan works a lot better overall.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think one other big thing is we haven't seen any use of 6FF from the Enkidu player, which is honestly a big stopper tool in a lot of the stuff that Lon wants to do. Now, obviously, this ain't 1.0. We don't have that good version of it. We also don't have the bad version of it that we had one patch right before this. And Lon, in a lot of these situations, actually throws himself airborne, right? If he's trying to hydroplane to get in by using the 214 BB, he's actually airborne. So you don't get the good routing, or you have to be a little bit more like on point with your routing. But you can tend to find a lot of success still by utilizing that 6FF tool, and then as well mixing up with things like 4C to disjoint yourself, 2C to actually like quickly get under a lot of the stuff you bring as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. 2C is a very underrated move for Enkidu in a lot of ways. Oh, good shield attempt. A little bit scary because of the free shield.
Yep. Right back in, and we'll see where these score line.
Nice parry. Enkidu putting Lon in the corner. That throw whip was so scary. No punish, though. Instead, Lon actually gets a DP back out. 4C.
Yeah, and that's that 4C we were just talking about, right? Having that disjoint and doesn't allow you to go for those 5 BB presses that they're really looking for right here. And we're getting some good routes as well. No double up kicks, but still going to be just over 4K right here.
A little bit of late tech there from Forte actually threw off the Oki situation. Once again with the DP, it works. Guard crush low.
Oh, but doesn't find the full confirm. But this is actually huge for Curly because they're now, for Forte actually, they're now seeing Curly relying a lot on those 3C charges to get in. If they can just find those situations to actually get in, find the shield punish and blow them up for it.
Oh, that's really painful. Going to the next round with no meter.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough comeback to get through right there. We'll see if Forte, though, can adapt, see if they can find their way out, spreading out the 5 BBs, trying to make it work. Trade will go into his favor, though.
Very nice. Yeah, so I think as long as Forte actually stops dying to the charge 3Cs, this looks like it will do really well. Flower.
Yes, tries to regain control, finds a good counter hit right here, though. And if you just keep it tight, he should be able to close it out.
One more Oki setup. Not quite. Misses. Oh no, 2 misses in a row. Enkidu with a chance.
This is the comeback you don't want to give the Enkidu player, right? Doesn't have a ton of meter on deck, but has that CS move to get some of it back. Finds the counter hit force function right here. And we'll only need one more touch after this to fully close it out.
There is no Vorpal on deck right now. The assault lands! As long as Enkidu doesn't drop this, he does have 200 meter. That should be it. IW. Wait,
okay.
It was barely enough.
I wasn't sure when the scaling changes. Like, I was like, this is going to be really close, but not having that 5 and scale.
Yeah, a little nice.
And they got our first Battle City cards. Last year?
I don't actually remember.
I know they did it at Climax 4 though. So what it is that each player is given. If you've seen the Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City series where you have to give your star chips out when you lose, it's like that. But you have 2 cards, one for your winner side and for your loser side of the bracket.
These cards.
Got them right on hand right there. They're just a nice little fun little gimmick. Winner of the tournament's gonna have a stack of them. They'll have to figure out how to get back home.
You just gotta prove your earnings.
You have to prove that you're the strongest warrior by having all the cards.
Imagine if the way the payout worked was the payout was based on how many cards you had. Everyone with the card gets like $1.
Yeah, it's $5 per card per your game fee
exactly,
right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a good way. But I know a lot of people people will be like, oh, don't take it, because a lot of people want to keep them. It's a really nice little piece of memorabilia that you get that you don't find at a lot of other events, right? It's one of the really cool things that Climax does to show
it's definitely one of those things that just sort of helps you get into the atmosphere and the mood of the tournament.
Yep. And the atmosphere is like I can't talk about how much I love this event, right? I've always called this the family reunion. I can't go 10 feet without going, oh, hey, it's you. I haven't seen you in a year. Oh, hey, it's you. I haven't seen you in 6 months, right? Like, everyone comes out. A lot of people that you don't see at other events. This is also, like, the one event they come out this year. Like, just off the top of my head, Troc is out at the event, right?
I think it says a lot that there are a ton of people at this event who didn't go to EVO.
Yes. I would argue, I think there's more people here that didn't go to EVO than did go to EVO.
quite possibly true. I wouldn't be surprised, especially given the prices of Evo this year as well.
Yeah. That's always something that you have to consider. And this is, later in the year, not during the prime peak seasons. Travel's a lot easier. But yeah, it looks like we're getting our next set of players up on deck right now.
I see a bunch of thumbs up going out.
So we got Orie versus Gordeau.
Bit of a classic matchup, but it's quite different in this game, obviously. Interesting, really good challenge. It is not safe to do the follow-up on Grim Reaper on block, but Grim Reaper's not safe on block anyway, so you might as well try.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it's a good check, right? Like, hey, are you ready for this? Are you prepared to try to deal with this level of RPS right here? But Kuon Washington Farmer doing a great job of constantly just backing off, throwing out these thrusts, setting up the Persona Oki as well, not wanting him to get too much.
Really nice stagger pressure from Orie. Didn't quite get the confirm, but the assault on that air tech should do it.
Yeah, we'll have to spend at the very end right there, so not going in with 200 meter, but still a very, very clean-cut ending right here. I'm a big fan of cashing out your meter in UNI2, right? You get it back so quickly. Always use it.
And you should always cash it out to actually close that round.
Oh, yes. Unless you're really feeling yourself.
Unless you're really feeling it, but you always give yourself that opportunity to lose if you don't close out a round, so. Oh, another drop, but another reset as well. Those air techs might be hurting AngstyDragoon a little bit more than helping.
Yeah. But AngstyDragoon now getting a little bit more aggressive with their EX reversal options, trying to use the inbuilt that Gord has, all these different tools to blow up Kuon Washington Farmer, taking these resets to their advantage, but it's not going to matter, right?
That should be an IW under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, Kuon's been getting a lot of mileage out of just the walk back, slight delay 5As.
Yep. It's an incredibly useful tool that, on a lot of characters, but especially a character like Orie, where her 5A actually hits, kind of ambiguously far for where the rapier's spaced
It is
out.
quite far, and it's still a pretty good move in terms of frame data as well. So it's very difficult to challenge it in those spacings. Nice 3C, no confirm from Gordeau. I'm pretty sure that one was able to be picked up.
Yeah, not finding their full routes right here, but Kuon will, as they find the second little hit off the scramble, sets up the 2TB. Pressuring out. I like
another 5A. Orie, full combo into a corner knockdown once more. This should be the final touch. Nice 2-2C from Gord. It's a bit of a gamble, but it works out here. 5A going to get DP'd.
Went for BDP, so no full extension that we're looking for here, but it finally catches the overhead with a grid break, but can't close it out just yet. Needs a couple more hits.
When the overhead hits, if you can't confirm it, do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that they're actually looking for that overhead again immediately afterwards in those kinds of situations, so you gain a lot of good thrust.
That was a really nice confirm as well.
Yeah, just good spatial awareness, recognition of the situation. It's up to AngstyDragoon though right now, right? Like, how do they get out of the situation? How do they escape the Orie pressure that's really just been coming through?
Oh, that was a gamble. Just wake up 2C while the order was on top. Once more. Another combo drop, another air tech into a reset 2A. That should do it again. Orie is sitting 200 meter. No! Missed the IW.
So, that was going to be AngstyDragoon's chance, but right now, that's going to be Kuon Washington Farmer moving one step forward in the bracket.
That IW miss was actually quite scary.
Yeah, it was weird because it's that one pixel comeback is always where you see it happen. It's always like, oh no, and then it just goes downhill.
Every time you play your own match and you see that happen,
yep.
you feel that immediate sense of dread.
Yes. I do want to comment on AngstyDragoon's, and I do like the use of the 2C Abare option for a lot of the time. Like, you saw the trend of it starting to go oh, I just need to get out of these situations. But Kuon Washington Farmer made a really good adaptation at the very end, just going oh, you're going to keep trying to press 2C out of all the situations. We're just going to 2B walk back. I'm going to let you fall into this trap. I'm going to let you dig your own grave here, and just really fully capitalized on that.
Yeah, actually, when you think about it, Orie typically doesn't do things like just normal into 2-2B.
Yep.
It's actually very risky for her to do something like that because it has insanely long startup. It's just punishable, completely for free. But because she's pushing herself out of that range, Gordeau mashing 2C isn't going to hit, and that 2TB will catch the recovery of 2C.
Yep. So that's a really good example of if you can figure out what your opponent's doing, just constantly just loop that again and again and again, unless they show you a change on that setup.
Yeah, absolutely. Core fighting game fundamentals right there.
Yep, absolutely. But it looks like we have up on deck Jodi versus Lokky.
Yeah, I see both players sitting down.
Yeah. Lokky is one of the longer time Uni players. I think was an ST player. I'm pretty sure Loki's Mexico.
I do not remember.
I'm trying to remember. I do know a couple of the Mexico guys. I'm making it up here, but because Under Night is global now. Under Night is global.
I mean, rollback is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but Lokky's someone who I've definitely seen around the block. I think they are a Gord player, if I remember right.
I'm going to be very interested to see sort of how this matchup plays out, though, because we just literally watched the Gord.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. I feel like every Gord plays completely differently in this version as well, right? Like, a lot of my time has been on Gord footage, playing within my own locals, but then also studying footage from people like Star and like Noctis and Deeps. And even just between those three that I named are vastly different Gords in their game plan and their styles.
Yeah, so let's see. It's the exact same matchup.
Yeah.
Players on the same size as the previous ones as well.
Well, we'll see if the results can change, and we'll see a 2-0 another way, or if we'll go the distance right here as we now get into the thick of it. Just checking with an early 5A, actually, he's trying to like wait for
the bottom check, I assume. All right, let's see.
Yep,
let's see how this is actually going to go. I'm very curious. I am incredibly curious. It's very rare, actually, that on stream you get to see the same matchup played by two different sets of people back.
Yeah, it's pretty, especially in a roster where it's as big as Under Knights now, and how diverse it is with all the different play styles. So we drew some good RNG here. But we'll see if the players can draw their blades quickly here as we get into the first round right here. Immediate 5C check as Jodi just goes for a walk back. Both players just trying to keep it very safe for their character's game plans. Trying to be spaced out in that mid screen and not throw out any big risks.
Nice 3C. You see a lot of sort of spacing from Gord, right? The run forward, the backdash, the run forward makes it a little bit hard to figure out what you actually want to do. And then he comes in with a 3C. Nice! Gets the side swap, stole the corner just by jumping over. Really good spatial awareness.
Yeah, I was expecting the low right there on Jodi since Lokky found a chance to get out. Oh, but a big press right here. Going to be good for Jodi. Able to regain a little bit of momentum in this match. Just good for the 5AB under.
Oh, a gold throw. Not quite what he wanted, but Gord, no Vorpal anymore after using the CS. Good block on the overhead. No 2-2 afterward to keep it safe either. Orie back in the corner.
Yeah, being able to punish it in between that little bit of a gap that it does have right there was good recognition. But Lokky just keeping it very, very calm and always finding those right opportunities to press and chances to get it. And I love this. Just cash the 200 meter, guarantee that round.
I think what happened there was Jodi did 2-2 with Orie, then did the overhead and tried to cancel into an order, but the order's already out.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right.
That is such a funny move. The fact that it holds all the way across the screen. Orie, nice. Stagger pressure, catches Gord in the corner.
Finisher plate though, so Lokky finds a chance to roll it right here, but these delayed 2Cs going to work out great for Jodi once again.
Jodi looking really strong this round, back up at 200 meter.
So once more time, Lokky trying to hold him and get hit immediately low into high.
That should be it.
As long as you keep it tight right here.
Jodi closing out with meter, not quite going to choose to keep it to save meter. I mean, Jodi is at 100 against like 2% health.
Yeah, you have a little bit to work with, but you also want to be scared. Like, if you let your opponent get too far, do they build meter into the next round? Then you have to worry about that, right?
Really
like
good challenge. Oh, that was a very unfortunate jump. A bit of a miss. That was supposed to be thrust. Mortal Slide catching at full screen.
But can't finish your plate right there with a 2C whipping right here, so we just go thrust into C thrust.
That was such an amazing confirm. The thrust wasn't going to reach, but the EX thrust for the punish.
And a lot of people try to preemptive punish on those thrusts as well, so it lets you get a little bit of counterplay there. Another great roll from Lokky, though, giving them the corner now this time, and a delay Reaper right here.
It's still anyone's game. Gord with the Vorpal cycle. Gets the corner again!
Yeah, and I think that was 2 and 4C right there, so they were looking for that CDP to get out of the situation.
Yeah, that might be it. That's crazy. That was such a good side swap again in the corner. Twice now that's landed.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Lokky there. It's already a little bit of a different story we're seeing right here. You know, the Gord player taking some rounds.
I think one thing that's really interesting here, wow, the round start V-Reaper.
It's a very real call, right? We've seen Jodi just walk back so much, right? So if you're trying to see them walk back, go for delay thrust, go for any kind of press, it's going to blow them up more. And this side swap has worked 3 times in a row now.
I'm pretty impressed that the spacing has been correct for this every single time as well. Oh, the 2C not catching the backdash. That is usually a very good move for that. Not quite a confirm on the force function, but Gord looking strong.
Yeah. It's really up to Jodi right now, right? Like, how do they get out of this situation? How do they just stop Lokky from using this dominance, using that 2-3-60 to keep those plus frames, and challenge with the 2A, just constantly making it their turn and not giving them any opportunities?
I think what we've seen here is actually a really big adjustment from Lokky, where there was a realization that Jodi keeps trying to challenge in all of the gaps. So you just keep doing your block string.
Yep.
Nice, meaty overhead from Jodi, looking really strong this round. Might be able to take the second round of the second game again.
Yes.
Right, CBO, interesting. That won't kill.
No, it didn't have enough. I think they thought they had enough meter to go in an IW, just try to add that little bit of extra damage right there, but it was just unfortunately not enough. So Lokky going to use that chance.
Oh, and that's really bad. 200 meter on deck. IWEX is available. This should not kill, but it will hurt a ton.
Yeah, just goes for IW though. Doesn't want to go with IWEX because you don't want to be grid broken and without a guaranteed kill right there. It's always a little risky. Tech's out of the
throw. Jodi needs one hit, trying to find it. Nice hit, confirms!
You can see Lokky up there even smiling, knowing like, yeah, they got me, they got me.
The run up 2B, not quite a connection. Both players whipping moves there, that's quite scary.
Safe as well. 3C though, going to connect to that perfect spacing. Even stay plus after the block right there. So Lokky now, let's see, will they get it again? I think it's a little too close.
A drop at the end. Into a DP? I think Gordon might have still been recovering on that wake up.
I get it, because Jodi's been seeing that Lokky has been just going for these traditional frame trap.
Okay, I like that. That was quite funny.
That was smart. That was smart from Jodi, being able to stay safe, able to keep their pressure up on a 2B. Gonna connect out for Lokky right here.
Not death. Jodi did take the purple cycle. One touch. Hit the backdash. The raw IW catches the backdash.
Yeah, catching Orie backdash of all things as well, right? Like, has a lot of that involved in the beginning, but Gord IW does hit far, is very active for a long, long period of time right there. But excellent stuff from both players. Excellent.
Yeah, really. Absolutely. Like the sheer amount of effort taken to make those comebacks happen from the Orie side, right? But I think the adjustment that Lokky made was just much better overall.
Yes.
Recognizing sort of the defensive patterns of Jodi.
Yes, I agree 100%. I think that's a big thing, is capitalizing on those defensive patterns and trying to stop what your opponent's doing. Like, it's the exact same thing we saw in the last Orie Gord match that we saw, but it was instead having to deal with your opponent's offensive habits, right? It's that pull and push of the fighting game momentum, that just core fundamental portion of the game.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that you saw in this match that maybe a lot of players don't really do is when something works, just keep doing it.
Yep. That is Tournament 101. That is Tournament 101. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, we saw that jump over side swap in the corner 3 times in a row.
Yep.
Or not in a row, rather, but 3 times. It worked 3 times. And on the 4th one, Jodi did wake up throw to beat it.
Yep.
Which is, honestly, all things considered, if you get thrown for doing this, it's probably one of the lowest damage punishes against it. So I think you're still pretty satisfied.
Yeah, you're still satisfied, but it's now, counterplay's been presented, so that if it would have had occurred again, we would have potentially seen another layer.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little biased this match. I can't lie. So up next is we're gonna have Defiant, our 1 seed in one of the pools. Our multi-major winner, longtime player of this game, like one of the greats of the Claire era and as well as now the UNI2 era. But he's playing against one of my locals now. I'm playing against Uno is what I'll be calling him because that's what his tag normally is. He's entered as Satsui no Gringo.
What a name.
This is you can't fully count him out at any situation. He's an Enkidu player. He's basically almost not fallen off, but swapped from playing Uni full-time to be playing Type Lumina full-time. He's an Aoko player in that game. But his big thing is that he is just kind of going to throw stuff at you. And he's going to constantly just be pressing. I would put money down, then he's going to do round start, backdash, parry, parry, parry.
That is an insane round start.
It is an insane round start, but that's his kind of playstyle, right? He just kind of wants to go ham and wants you to always be second-guessing what he's going to do. Because when he finds those opportunities to be right, he capitalizes on them fully. It's a very, it's different compared to what a lot of Enkidus. He plays, honestly, closer to how Akatsuki players like to play, but playing Enkidu and trying to get that higher reward off of, Havoc hits and whatnot. So
right, I see.
It's going to be up to Defi to just kind of, play calm and just wait for him to kind of fall into his own mistake and punish him accordingly right there. But we've seen Defi in situations just sometimes go it's early in pools, I'm going to go ham a little bit, and then get blown up in a round before, and then go, okay, hold on, wait, I got to lock in.
The thing is, Defi typically does recover from that as well.
Yes.
So this will be quite interesting to see if what you're saying happens. If this backdash parry happens, I don't know what I'm going to say.
I might leave if that happens.
If it connects, I will be shocked.
Yes.
But I mean, it could happen. It could definitely happen.
Anything's possible. Defi's on Carmine as well. I wasn't sure who Defi was going to be playing in this. I saw him playing Lond in casuals earlier.
Oh, nice confirmed. Defi, the assault actually catching right above the floor with that air hit.
I'm just going to be going for a basic set right here. Trying to find an option, but eventually gets hit with the charge 5C right there. Getting blown up overhead. Going to be looped back into it once more as soon as Bloodhouse. Oh, doesn't come out because of the drop of the combo.
Grid crush. Doesn't go for trap. Gets it off of the pinwheel. Yeah.
Does it once more. Defi getting away with a lot of these unsafe bomb presses right here, but still able to keep their turn. Satsui no Gringo finding their way right out, but
Going to have EX grab. It is a reversal, and that is meaty. It doesn't look meaty, but that pinwheel is hitting you in the back.
yeah, I think you can roll out of it, but Defi usually preps like anti-roll tech in a lot of the situations. Wants to go for double Blood Rain. It tried to TRM right at the very end right there, but not going to have it.
Both players just spacing themselves out, but Defi does get the first hit of this round. Trying to win the Vorpal cycle, doesn't quite get it. That pinwheel gave it away.
Yeah, shielding right at the very end right there, but does find the fuzzy JA to connect right here.
Satsui looking quite in dire straits.
Yeah. Set up with a 1-2 right here. Now, it's really up to Satsui Gringo. Like, how do you get out of this? How do you deal with the situation? You have 200 meter on deck. You have CS.
No! That's unfortunate. Gets back in the corner. Unfortunately, wasn't ready for that situation, and Defi does close out the first game. You know, that situation on that previous knockdown from Defi with the high pinwheel, that's one of the most stressful situations a defender can be in because you can't stand up. You don't want to get hit by the throw. Right? There's so many things you have to think about. And I think maybe Satsui got a little overloaded in that situation.
Yeah, that is always the hard part with Carmine, right? It's trying to figure out what option they want to go for. Great anti-air right there, but not
the red combo, though.
Yeah. Sets up once more. Basic bomb right here. I like actually the delay back walk forward set the other bomb because you saw him trying to escape out of here, right?
Once again, gets the fuzzy jump A, and that should close out the round.
Do it once more, Didn't even need the extra hits, just Bloodhouse tick killed right there.
I do think that was a very funny fuzzy setup where he did a full jump in, trap into another like full jump. Nice anti-air shield. It's a 5A punish. I think he could have gotten something more, but you know, you take what you get.
It's a little harder that spacing with Enkidu. Oh my god, Defi just cackling is over here.
Defi really feeling it.
Both players just been reeling back in their chairs both times on these hits. Oh my goodness. Having a fun time right here. Misses the Bloodhouse right here. So 5A gonna give them a chance, trying to make something happen.
Oh, very nice! The EX dive from Satsui getting through the pinwheel anti-air.
Trying to catch these shields, but finds a counter hit 5B right here. Has the chain shift to go for double up kicks to close out the round as well.
That was such a good idea too. I think they saw the green shield, figured that Defi would expect him to go for throw and did a delayed button instead.
Yeah, really just constantly trying to get out of, find Defi's habits and just blow them up for it. As that's what you have to do in a lot of these situations, especially versus Carmine, who as soon as they escape out, they put you in situations like this.
And you know, when someone's having a good time and they're just sort of hamming on you, if they're giving you this many openings, you might as well take them.
Exactly.
Nice try with the VO. Unfortunately, no button press from Defi. That's going to be extremely painful.
Yeah, but you got one more opportunity after this, but you do have to guess for your life here.
Double trap Oki. Defi with the Vorpal cycle.
Great blocks out of it right now, just trying to steal it where they can.
That's going to be it. There was no meter on deck, no Vorpal available. Enkidu just forced to take that throw.
Yeah, you saw them just trying to block it out. They were trying to build back into the cycle in their favor, but Defi had done a good job controlling the cycle right before that situation to keep it in their advantage, even on their own pressure, delaying it enough, finding even opportunities to concentrate a little bit, just to make sure that they kept that cycle. So the Enkidu player couldn't try to find a CS parry or CS force function or CS any of their reversal options out.
Yeah, and I think especially in that sort of matchup, when Carmine has the Vorpal cycle, everything feels 2-3 times more oppressive than otherwise. When you get the Vorpal cycle, especially as you were saying, Enkidu. If Enkidu has the Vorpal cycle, you have many more options on defense. So also, that was rather unfortunate.
Also, Enkidu is one of those characters that you don't want him to actually gain his Vorpal trait. Like, a lot of Vorpal traits are kind of like, oh, you gain some minimal advantage here or there, but the additional hit stun that you get on Havoc just adds up so much extra poison damage.
It's actually pretty insane how impactful that is, especially in trades, right? When you trade with certain buttons, normally you're like, oh, it's sort of whatever, we're back in neutral. Enkidu, Vorpal, now it's my turn.
Enkidu is the owner and proprietor of GameStop. Every single opportunity like that is going to be a GameStop trade fully into his favor right there.
All right, next up on deck, it looks like we have... I see Prem sitting down.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Prem? And I think that's... Shoot, I know them. Why am I blanking on their tag?
It's okay, we'll find out shortly.
So yeah, our next player's up on deck, but we at least have Prem. We have one
Mirror, okay.
Playing against Mirror. So I'm not certain who Mirror's going to play, but Prem, one of the NorCal boys, one of the guys.
We'll see what Prem picks. I'm assuming it's going to be Eltnum, but Prem could choose to just troll and choose something random.
What has he been playing? What else is what has he been trolling with
mostly
at locals?
Eltnum.
It's mostly Eltnum? Okay.
It's mostly Eltnum. He still technically has a pocket Yuzu in the sense of, you know.
It's there. You can select it. It's an
Yeah.
option you can check on the box.
Exactly,
but, yeah.
exactly. You know, Tsurugi, not a character you see very often nowadays. I would say you're not even a character you saw very often back, you know, when he was a new character, so.
Yeah, but he's kind of like, I don't know, he's a character that is still very effective and can do a lot as long as you have those good fundamentals, right?
I feel like he benefits a lot from knowledge checking the opponent.
That too, but if you don't have a consistent Tsurugi that you're playing with, those knowledge checks are like,
Yes, absolutely.
there's a ton of them that you have to be dealing with.
And you have to be aware of all these guard points, the charge, you know, C normals, all of these things.
Having multiple different forms of armor and knowing how to break them appropriately as well. Like, there's so many different things that you have to be ready for right here. And Mirror is ready right now to be knocking Prem into the corner twice in a row, finding a lot of damage, finding these great safe jumps as well so they can't DP out.
Interesting, just EX laser. That was pretty close range too. Prem not getting anything off of it. Doing some pressure. Nice throw tech. Mirror looking pretty good. The parry cancel.
Hops in, but had a green shield, so no punish from either players right here. Will DP after the red flash.
Prem probably wants to try to get this Vorpal cycle, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Mirror's been doing a good job of defending. Nice button press. That's 100 some odd meter on deck. I think that might be it.
That's 200 as well, so they'll just cash out with the IW in the transfer state, gain a little bit of it back, and guarantee the first round right there.
That IW is so laggy. Really nicely done from Mirror. Prem with the first hit this time, going for the full confirm.
Just keeping it simple, but doesn't finish their full combo, but Mirror not holding that button down. I like that, just trying to find a throw opportunity, trying to prevent them from shielding too much so they can't steal the cycle.
I really like the way that Mirror's been playing on defense. You know, playing pretty passively, shielding every now and then to build some grid, and then when the opponent goes, oh, they're shielding, let me go in, he pushes that button and gets the hit.
Is that crossed up right there?
Yeah, that
I
was
not
crazy.
prepared
I
for
was
that.
very confused.
All these players finding all these great cross-up setups that in characters that I would normally not say have cross-up setups, so shows you what labbing your own character can do. Cutting
Right.
sync.
Eltnum's best reversal puts Mirror back in the corner, but, you know, Tsurugi with Vorpal on deck, you have to respect it.
Yeah, will CS right here, but just shields out, not ready to go for the press right here.
Oh, that's a scary parry situation. Both players point blank. Prem throws Mirror out of the corner, the dive.
The patience throws him out once more with health. Pretty
Oh,
even.
dash C catches the jump.
Yeah, a great air-to-air option right there, because like unless Mirror is specifically backdashing out, like you're pretty safe on doing utilizing 660. But you've been seeing how much Mirror actually wants to go into the air and try to be trading out. Like you saw the EX laser hit earlier, you saw a couple of these other straight hits. That's gonna be pretty advantageous. Not going in anyone's favor right there, but Mirror still keeping the corner pressure.
I'm going to be very curious to see whether or not. Oh, that was scary.
And a miss on the cutting sync as well right there. Mirror gonna take advantage of that.
I'm curious to see if Prem will start anti-airing these jumps a little bit better, but the spacing is pretty awkward. Nice punish from Prem using EX cutting sync once more. Mirror back in the corner. Let's see if Prem finishes the combo without dropping it.
It's a hard challenge for him, I know, right here, but it looks like we will find it. Gets the reload as well.
The rollout, that's a straight hit with dash C. Very nice on Prem's part.
Yeah. And Mirror's just going for some very quick force function cancels to go into stance and immediately trying to go into another option, which Prem is getting a lot of
Prem
advantage.
got the Vorpal cycle. That green shield cost Mirror, but Prem once again, dash C, goes into the dive, doesn't confirm it. That dash C was kill. Yeah. If he had let that dash C finish, that was the round for Prem.
Yeah, but Mirror found an opportunity. Like, as soon as Prem just messed up a little bit, Mirror has been on point with fully punishing them, fully capitalizing everything that goes through, which is huge, right? That is what you need if you see your opponent making these unfortunate mistakes
The
right
held
here.
parry through the entire air sequence. Very nice. Yeah, I agree. I think that Mirror's been doing a better job of capitalizing on every single hit right now. Part of that is also Prem's just been dropping half the combos.
Yeah. Well, and even when Prem's been going for combos, they've been going for these lower reps. Like we see a lot of the damages in the high 2000s range instead of the normal 3.2 range. But we'll be seeing a high combo here. No finished combo though.
It's a drop combo again. You know, Mirror isn't holding the button, isn't teching into any of these Oki situations. But I'm not sure if that's a good idea necessarily. Prem does take the round finally.
Yeah.
But I would say that I still feel like Mirror's in a good spot. Has been playing quite well.
Yeah, it is not out for either of these players right here. Trying to slide in right
that
there.
Looked so confusing because of the way that Tsurugi jumps back. Grid crush low. Tsurugi fully capitalizing, going into the corner, not quite a confirm. Burns the meter, no knockdown.
Yeah, neither player able to find a big hit right here. Does find a cross up as well. Puts himself in the corner. Cutting sync going to knock him down there as well. This is a big start for Prem.
Tsurugi with meter, with Vorpal. This wake up has to be respected. The low.
Yeah, I like that use of the safe 2A right there, just trying to prevent them from doing too
That
much.
was a really good starter for Prem, but another combo drop, though gets the dive kick instead as a starter.
Yeah, you've been seeing Mirror go for a lot of these aggressive options when they actually don't have CS, right? They're trying to make them always be second-guessing on a lot of the wake-up situations. But Prem now utilizing these delay
Dash
options.
C again. You know, I think these meaty dash Cs have been just working.
Yeah, it's like meaty dash C, doing like 2A safe jab sets, as well as these delayed dive kicks. Those are like the three things that Prem has been consistently rotating through, and it's stopping a lot of what Mirror's wanting to bring to the table.
I really liked it earlier in that game where Mirror just held the parry.
Yep.
And punished Prem for being in there and trying to come down with the dive. I wonder if that's still viable in the situation, given the way that Prem's still going for these dives.
No, I don't know this interaction off the top of my head, but I am a little worried about just air button cancel into air command grab. Does that blow up
the B
shield?
grab
Yeah.
probably beats it.
But you're seeing Prem just want to go into this guy's, I think, waiting for that situation, waiting for those B grabs to try to blow out the shields right here. But instead, the J2C with an IC charge is going to connect and get a lot of work on Prem.
That's a lot of damage. The corner helps Tsurugi quite a bit. The EX cutting stick does not connect this time. That's a 100-meter gone and a massive punish from Mirror. That should be it.
Yeah, we'll see if they have to spend any meter at the very end. They will have the CS, though, to keep it a little bit safer. And that's Mirror now 1 round away from taking it over Prem.
Prem might go into the losers round against Tsurugi. Nice round start from Mirror. Good confirm.
And the crowd's going crazy for Mirror now as well. Wanting to see that Tsurugi do well.
All right, that is still not punishable on block. Nice shield from Prem against the charged air normal. The command throw.
Yeah,
but it's so close to the corner, it actually bounces it back out. Prem has to go for a side swap combo.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I don't know if Mirror has played much against Eltnum. If you're not prepared for that, that's not a real command grab. You can't tech out of it in a lot of these safer situations. But Prem going to utilize that advantage, or that momentum to their advantage, continue to not finish their combos as well.
Yeah, Prem has finished 1 out of like 10 combos. But Mirror isn't holding a button to tech, so they're all basically real.
Yeah.
Oh, that. I'm surprised he went for EX DP instead of cutting sync there, because I think cutting sync would have killed.
It may have, but Prem just may have wanted to go for something easy, keep those inputs very simple. Mirror, though, going to take advantage of this, put both players in a one-touch situation, basically.
Wonder if there will be a reversal here. Prem is just going to hold.
I'm waiting for Mirror to use the CS
Throw.
offensively.
Yes. Gunshot doesn't quite catch, but a second gunshot catches Tsurugi trying to do something.
One thing Mirror had CS that whole time and just never used it. Prem was able to steal it just by blocking out of the cycle right there. But we haven't seen Mirror use any offensive CSs in their pressure to try to open them up.
Oh, the grid crush! The side swap overhead! Really good start for Mirror.
Yeah.
Prem's still sitting on 200 meter. Should be coming out of grid crush shortly, but Mirror does take the vorpal cycle and another massive hit.
This is going to be huge right here. Mirror, having not taken a single touch, allowing themselves to keep pressuring forward, waiting for Prem to go for a reversal.
One more hit! That might be it!
Yeah, has meter, has CS, so should be able to pop CVO right at the very end.
He doesn't even need it. EX Ender! That was a perfect to close it out.
That was a perfect to close it out. Mirror taking it over Prem.
That was a crazy round to finish that set with.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Just the constant back and forth between those players as well. That was like something that shows you the caliber of this kind of event, right? You're getting this kind of play, and we are in like round 3 of pools. Oh.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. You know, one thing that I think is pretty interesting you mentioned earlier was if you don't play against Eltnum very often, you get thrown off by that command throw. It is a new move for this version of the game. And in general, it just looks a little bit weird if you're not ready for it. But one thing I do think is quite funny is it's technically a hit grab, right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is when you get hit, it flashes red for the hit effect before it flashes gold for the gold throw. So if you are not used to it, if you don't know it's a techable gold throw,
you're going to see the red flash.
You may see the red flash and think it is untechable.
Oh my goodness. And you can even like accidentally TRM yourself in situations like that if you're just a little bit too delayed on it. Like
you might get sort of screwed up. Yeah.
That's one of the things you got to be prepared versus the roster.
But yeah, no, I mean, that was such a good showing for Tsurugi, right?
Yep.
I don't think we have good opportunities to watch Tsurugi play, so I'm very happy that was on stream.
Unless you're in like one of the regions that actually has like an active Tsurugi player who's like actively grinding the character. Most people don't like play against him a lot. He's on the like more unpopular end of characters.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're playing net play, if you're playing ranked or whatever, you have a very low chance of running into Tsurugi.
Yeah.
And when you do run into him, you might just lose without knowing what happened.
Exactly. So that's why you need to get those long sets versus those people. You need to figure out like, hey, what's going on? How do I beat this?
Absolutely. So it looks like our next set is On deck here, it's Carp versus Funkyard.
Yeah.
I keep on reading that it's Funkyard, and I feel a little bit bad, but my head is just putting the Y to the first word.
Yeah, I know. I totally feel that. I definitely read Funkyard's name as Funky Art sometimes. But both these players are known around the scene as well. Carp, though, just recently had a huge finish at East Coast Throwdown, winning that event, taking it over Fox Off, and I'm trying to remember who else was. I don't remember who else was there. It was a pretty stacked tournament on the Northeast, though. So
it's actually been quite fun watching. You know, a lot of the players that we see near the, at the upper end of sort of the spectrum of players nowadays are players who were new to the game back in S tier in clear, that sort of time.
Yep.
And you get to just watch as they've been coming to tournaments, progressively going higher and higher in the bracket.
Yeah, it's always really rewarding to see. And, Funkyard on that Mika as well, one of the more dedicated Mika players, actually sticking with this character through the thick and thin of it right here. And it looks like no button checking needed as we are just getting into it right here. Carp finding a good early hit.
Traditionally, this is a pretty rough matchup for Mika, but she does have options against Yuzu's buttons that some other characters don't with the way that whirlwinds work. Really nice.
Yeah.
Good hit from Mika. The close range pressure still favors Mika, but you have to be pretty careful about this slash pressure.
And honestly, a big thing is we'll have to see if Funkyard has that Yuzu experience, right? Yuzu is another one of those more unpopular characters unless you're actively fighting the right people on that play or live in a region that is nearby them.
I do think that Funkyard already found one of the right answers.
Yep.
The use of Whirlwind is just really good against slashes.
Just consistently staggering out. Carp not able to find a big routing just yet.
Burning meter. Carp doesn't quite get a confirm there. Needs one more hit. Coming out of stance. Oh!
Big
the 2FF for Yuzu barely catches, but that should do it.
Should. Yeah, closes out. No meter spent needed. And Carp showing 2FF as an option like that this early, it does spell a little bit of danger for them, right? That 2FF is something you want to hold in your back pocket a little bit more when the Mika's trying to do those cross-ups. But showing it there, now you'll see Funkyard potentially trying to bait it by just going away.
I cannot believe Funkyard got that. Shielding the up slash and then actually punishing before Yuzu could do anything. Nice! Baits out the throw!
So they bait out another one though, but Vio comes out, blowing up the EX flashes as well of 360C.
Carp drops the combo, not going to be able to get an IW ender. That's all the meter gone for Carp. Funkyard, very nice! No! It's a little too slow!
Yeah, going for the spot dodge right there on reaction after the cross-up, knowing that would work out. Carp ready for these confirms as well and ready to just keep this pressure up and forcing Funkyard to make a big read to get in.
Funkyard does have the Vorpal Cycle. Oh, that's very, very interesting decision-making. Nice. The Yuzu combo doesn't quite work out. Funkyard with one more chance.
Opposite side teleports right here, trying to make something happen, but Carp just staying very defensive, just holding down stance the entire time, going for flip as well to keep their turn.
Same side. I think Funkyard was expecting him to have landed on the other side. Didn't quite block correctly, and Carp will take the first game.
Yeah.
But the use of CS in neutral there before doing something as Mika, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
I guess mistake's not the right word. I think, Funkyard was looking for an opening, but it might be more worthwhile to actually commit into an option in the CS against Yuzu.
Yeah, especially in a matchup like this where you kind of you have to throw out some Hail Marys just to get it.
Exactly.
So if you need to Hail Mary and then keep yourself safe afterwards, puts you in a much more advantageous situation. Funkyard has been consistently gaining the cycle, so potentially we could see that once we get out to a neutral situation. But Carp does not want to allow that by holding them down in the corner.
I do think Funkyard's been doing an amazing job of playing around all these slashes and spacing in neutral. But unfortunately, every time you do get tagged by something from Yuzu, it is painful back into the corner.
And Carp now doing a really great job as well of mixing these options. A lot of users will just try to go for dedicated zoning, but going for more of these teleport mix-ups, going for more of these strike throw situations, doing what they need to close out rounds with perfects. Yeah,
I'm curious how much experience Funkyard has against Yuzu, because that is one of those gimmicks that Yuzu always does. If you walk out of the corner, you will get you will get side swap. Really nice use of round start spin. Oh, interesting, Oki. Not quite, but again, the spin into the EX confirm.
Yeah.
Funkyard looking really good this round.
Like you were saying earlier, Whirlwind being a really good tool to be able to prevent out a lot of what Yuzu wants to do. And now Funkyard tried to utilize more of that in their kit right here.
There it is again. Exactly. Yeah. Whirlwind is just a very powerful anti-Yuzu tool.
Well, it's like what we were saying earlier. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Funkyard just trying to use these Whirlwinds again and again and again to make these things happen. Carp, though, once again, putting him in the corner. It's been a very scary spot for Funkyard this whole game.
But Funkyard, again, as you mentioned earlier, wins the Vorpal Cycle.
Trying to catch them lacking right here, but Funkyard just holding it down, keeping that cycle on their favor again and again and again, and just dash blocking in, but eventually gets opened up.
You know, Carp's been using meter as Yuzu very often to cancel the EX slashes just to, you know, keep the pressure, to end things safely. And Funkyard's been doing a really great job of just blocking through it, getting the meter advantage. No, that was a little too early. No punish on either side.
Yeah, and tech's out as well of the scramble
The
situation.
grid crush assault. Carp should be able to take this.
Yeah, just
Builds 100 meter. That will be the flip into the end. Oh my god, that was so close, actually.
Yeah, it was very, very scary right at the very end. Funkyard, I feel like if Funkyard had one more game, we would be seeing a completely
Absolutely.
different set.
I actually agree. I think Funkyard was making amazing adaptations.
Yes.
And you know, I made that comment in the first round, and I want to take it back. I want to take it back. I think saying that it was a mistake to CS there is disrespectful to, I think, Funkyard looking for opportunities to better play the next rounds.
You know, I didn't even consider that, but you're 100% right. Like, utilize, if you know it's like, okay, this round's probably at a loss anyways, I'm going to try to take opportunities to get this more download information. You know, the battery rounds in KOF, so to speak, right? Like, trying to figure out what your opponent's going to do, what their habits are. And we saw that. I kind of feel like Funkyard got a read on, like, oh, Carp keeps trying to go for EX slashes just to hold me down, so they're not going to have meter in neutral situations or for these higher damaging routes, which is going to give me more opportunities to go in. It makes your Hail Marys a little bit safer because you know you're not going to get hit as hard. And also, once again, I want to comment. Funkyard's grid control this entire set was astonishing.
It was ridiculous. I don't know if Carp won
I think one.
a single cycle.
I think they won one cycle out of the 10 or so that happened throughout all those games.
That was very impressively played.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. But yeah, we got of Night 6 for the first wave of Under Night pools. I'm Tabby, and I'm joined with Tari.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and you know, for anyone who's just joining us now, this has been an insanely stacked bracket. We are in that first set of games, you know, just that first pool set, and we've already seen a bunch of killers come out.
We've seen killers come out, and we've seen killers get knocked into losers brackets super early. Like, there's been upsets, there has been matches that are going in ways that I would not expect going in looking at this on paper. Anything is possible here for any of these players. It's going to be chaotic. Like, seeing what that top 48 is going to be at the end of it is going to be like, I could maybe tell you 10 people that would be on it for sure.
And you know, speaking of killers, our next match,
yes,
Mo.Sin versus Mars.
Yep. So Mo.Sin, we all know him, we all love him. Second place in Evo, one of the, how long has I know he played in Claire, but was he an ST player?
I don't remember, actually.
Okay.
That's a good question.
But Mo's at least been playing since Claire, was a very strong Enkidu player, switched to Kuon, been seeing a lot of success. Mars was a Strife player before, really picked up Uni through our local scene, and has been playing Kuon and been doing very, very well recently. So we'll see if they can challenge in the mirror right now, but Mo.Sin currently off to a very strong start.
One of the really interesting things to see in this particular match is because both players play Kuon,
yep,
you should see less effective, you know, float pressure, because both of them know exactly what's happening.
But it's also one of those, like, are you going to bring out some tool of, like, hey, I know you can't react to this because we don't have normals fast enough for this. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how these players are thinking of the match. But right now, Mo ending with a near perfect after that first round.
That was a really, really strong round. Opening with EX laser, EX needle rather.
Yeah. You have to be very careful, right? If you don't have your needle spaced out and your players are just trading it back and forth, not a lot of progress gets made, right?
Mo's made a lot of, gotten a lot of mileage out of just the pillars here. But you know, as you were saying, needle, when you have the right spacing, you can punish with it.
Yep. Just like that, once again, needle working out at the times where it's perfect, but you always you have something you have to be a little bit more careful about, a little bit more precise with. And Mo right now has been threading that needle oh so well, finding another good mix, sitting up the high ring, but we'll get a flash kick out.
Nice use of float. Mo actually trying to shield the high and gets grid crushed with the low instead, all the way to the other side of the screen. Mars looking pretty good. Vorpal cycle, just needs one good hit to close it out.
Trying to stagger it out right now, though. Mo just shielding out, able to steal their turn back and find it on a late little frame trap
and
right
wins
there.
The Vorpal cycle, has all the meter, that'll be it. Mo taking the first game.
But I definitely feel like Mars is like, they're making the right steps, right? First game is near perfect. They're getting these more consistent hits in. The zoning isn't as effective for both these players either. They need to be playing more in that mid-screen range, and that's where Mo really thrives just as a player as a whole.
I think that right there is something that we, you know, Mo did a really good job. Both players started doing the float air needles, and then Mo goes, you know, if you're going to try to respond by doing it back to me, I'm just going to pillar you out of the sky.
Yeah, you see now Mars trying to go for pillars of their own, trying to stop that. It's that back and forth, really trying to figure out who can control the neutral. beautiful aspect. And now also these delay pillar follow-ups, trying to blow them up for it.
The teleport into the overhead, I believe those are safe on block, even on shield. Mo tried to push the button, and Mars actually got the hit. Unfortunately, now Mars pushed the button into the pillar and is going to get punished for it.
Yeah, both players having a ton of meter on deck because you haven't really had a chance to spend it in neutral or in these like bigger routes just yet. But Mo still going to even keep it tight right at the very end, 1 round away from taking it.
Both players, it canceled! The EX needles canceled each other.
Yeah.
Mo was more ready for it, just immediately went into 3C and connects.
It's one of those things that come with time right here, but Mars finding a better challenge right at the very end, so should be able to reset back up to the mid screen, has more meter on deck as well, so we'll be able to control some of these EX neutral situations a little bit more frequently.
And you know, one of the strengths of Kuon is that he carries you to the corner from effectively anywhere. Nice shielding, good defensive button press here from Mo.
And utilizing that 2B oh so well.
Mo does have the Vorpal Cycle, has 100 meter, good defense from Mars, but you have to be really careful. Blocks one, does not block the second overhead, and that will be it.
Just keep it very consistent. End with the CVO because you know it's going to kill right there. But that's Mo taking it 2-0 over Mars.
You know, we saw a lot of Kuon going back and forth there. Both players got opened up by the float delay low.
Yep.
But it is difficult to play against Kuon, and I think a pretty common sentiment is he's a very strong tournament character because you don't have time to adapt to the player.
Yes, he's very like, he's like a Carmine, right? Where a Carmine, these set play style characters are very good at just looping their same situation over and over and over again. And Kuon can do that while playing at such a safe spot of the screen. As you saw in a lot of these situations, even in projectile wars, they're clashing and either being completely even or trading into their favor.
Yeah, I just want to say again, that round start where both of them did EX Needle and it canceled.
Yeah.
The fact that Mo was ready for it, just immediately pushed a button.
That's how you know. That was a make or break difference, I think, in the set, showing that, hey, Mo is just one step ahead more prepared for any of these given situations. And I think was the big edge of why they were able to really keep the pressure up.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we have our next two players sitting down. It's OmniDig versus Mysterious Masher.
I think that's going to be one of our later matches. Up first, we have Poob versus Kai.
Oh, no, you are correct. It is Poob versus
Kai. Yep. That's the only tag they've ever gone by.
The only tag they've ever gone by.
This is NYCZ Brandon, you know, to look behind the curtain a little bit. I don't know why Brandon changed their tag, but that's what they're rocking with now.
I mean, before that, it was something else too, right? Or actually, no, it was originally NYCZ Brandon, and then it changed to something else Brandon. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. But
is
Brandon,
he drinking?
He's getting his. That's a yerba mate. It's a natural energy drink.
Okay.
So we all know Brandon's history with energy drinks on stream cameras.
You know, one of these days, I would like to have drunk Brandon on stream. we got it in the Uni suite back in 2018 or something, but it's something else.
Yeah.
Are they buying colors?
The colors should be all on the.
They're customizing the colors.
Boo! Boo!
Come on, Boo.
Come on. Oh my goodness. I get customizing your colors for your top 8, right?
That's true.
So I just saw 2Gig off in the crowd going, what are they doing? He put his hands up.
Mario's tapping his watch.
Like, I get buying you're doing your custom colors before your top 8 or whatnot, but in pools?
Oh, no. Wait, is he showing him his color? No. No.
Give them both a loss. Somehow.
They should both start down 1 game.
Yeah.
It's the best
first
of one.
Yeah,
it's the first one. I wonder how many people would actually take that. It was like, you know, if I can give away a game to change my colors, I wonder how many people would actually take that offer.
I feel like enough people would. And then be like, I would have had that if I had my other game.
Well, you know, but see, if they lose it, they go, I would have had that if I had my color.
Yeah. It's the ultimate OS. As we know, Undernight players love their option selects.
You can't play without them.
That would be even more funny if then Poop just decided to play a different character.
Oh, I would have strangled
I've seen that happen before. But
all right, Enkidu versus Lin A, it's a button check.
Yep.
I just want to point out, it's a button check, but as soon as Brandon got hit by that parry, he just leaned all the way back in his chair.
Well, you got to get that out of your system now. You're getting out in the button check. It's perfect.
All right. Looks like they're ready to go.
So what do you think of this matchup in this version? Because it is a little bit different than how it was back in like SD and Claire.
I think it's actually, I think it's a little better for Linne in a lot of ways because I feel like her pressure is a little bit more stable.
Yep.
And she has better range, gap closers now. Obviously, Enkidu still is extremely scary at close range, and Linne plays in that spacing.
Yep.
So I wouldn't say it's, good for Linne necessarily. But I definitely think that she has way more options to try to get in and to open up than she used to. Especially given, I think, the 5C charge overhead changes, right? I think that one's just, in general, a very good change for her.
Yeah, having the access to like a real stagger window, that was always one thing she was missing from her kit, right? Now having that, especially a character like Enkidu who wants to press in a lot of the situations, to try to gain either Havoc or find these big counter hits, it can be very, very scary. But right now, Brandon off to the races with an early hit.
All the way to the corner, going to get that knockdown. Grid Crush on the roll, and just a PD5A.
Yeah. Actually had to throw early enough to be able to get the Grid Crushes. Sometimes it doesn't always give you the Grid Break that you're looking for. And with the EX Kuga, get these good hard knockdowns, find these consistent enders. CS as well trying to overhead, but Poop blocking it out right now.
Oh, that's a big throw. Not going to be it. Nice. Good defense from Poop. Takes his turn.
Brandon taking theirs as well. Parry after the CS as well. You know you have that gap to do it, but just force function. Keep it easy with the one-button parries.
You might as well, take the risk early when you have that life lead.
Well, as well as you can react to that white flash, right? It's going to come regardless. You always have time to press it in that specific situation. But Brandon not able to find the end of their combo right here, so Poob able to get their turn back.
Yep, Poob trying to get that hit. The 2C not quite close enough, but no punish. I do like the spacing that both players have been putting out here.
And I love the patience from Poob. I feel like a lot of Enkidu players will really just try to gap close it and just try to be a lot more aggressive. But Poob is really waiting for those opportunities to find these hits to connect. But Brandon now taking a little bit more advantage of that with this aggression.
Really good defense from Poob, though. He's just not getting opened up by anything, blocking all these salt jump bays. Gets caught by stagger, but it was a stagger into an overhead that he blocks.
Oh no, that back tech just lost Poob the cycle.
It did, but he does get the hit. Just have to be a little bit careful about CS into a reversal here from Brandon.
But you see them try to play it around it right now.
Yo actually works. He gets it. He barely gets it, actually. I was a little scared because he was still pushing buttons there.
Oh, good grid break as well. No need for a micro concentrate like what happened before. Now just keep those frames right here, but great rollout from Brandon.
Oh, okay. It's not over, but it's one hit for both players at this point.
Yep. Let's see. Are you going to spend the meter then? You will, yeah. Just cash it out. Get the good knockdown.
Poob has the Vorpal cycle. Goes for a parry. Doesn't get anything off of it. A little bit unfortunate. He just needs one good hit.
Yeah, it was safe, so the parry
Brandon
didn't work.
with the catch into a grid crush throw. That is one of those situations that happens to everyone. You get hit unexpectedly, and your knee-jerk reaction is to shield when you recover.
Yeah. Especially, like, Poob has been very shield heavy, right? You've been seeing a lot of their defense. They just try to find opportunities to control the cycle. I think Brandon could have picked that up, but it was a little too late.
Nice force function from Brandon against the charge overhead.
I love these reactions from Brandon, right? They've just always been consistently, as soon as any of the charge overheads have been called, it just immediately force functioning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I don't want to deal with this.
Can he catch that? Not quite. No confirm, though. Brandon does get a button after the throw tag. And Poop's defense has been immaculate, but he's just not quite getting the hits he needs.
Exactly, and that's been the big piece that's missing right there. See, parry gets out.
The one-hit EX parry. Nice run-up with VDP. Enkidu with just a delay button, gets a nice opening hit. Not quite a combo, though. That's going to be a counter hit for Brandon. He takes that round.
I was going to say, Brandon's been really holding on to that CS a lot, even in these defensive situations. I don't know why they're, not fully pulling it out, but clearly they want to save it for situations like that. They've seen Pooh accidentally drop some of these rounds, and they want to make sure that they can steal rounds where they can.
That was an interesting round start. Pooh did 2B, and Brandon EX'd him from the starting positions.
Strike throw right here. Yeah.
Nice VO. He actually delayed that so he could strip the Vorpal off of Brandon.
Yep. Want to make sure you can get into it right there. Will not have a chance to spend the meter, though.
That was a really unfortunate throw whiff. That was probably supposed to be a micro dash throw. Didn't get the dash. Just whiffs the throw and gets punished. Brandon takes the Vorpal cycle, almost 200 meter. This is a really bad situation. Poop needs to play from so far down, and that's going to be it.
And Brandon had been seeing Poop go for those mid-screen parries, trying to catch on these preemptive presses from Brandon. So Brandon just stayed calm, used that CS preemptively, was waiting for an opening, and found their mark.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before the game where Enkidu excels in sort of that close range, but the thing about Enkidu is a lot of his options are sort of gambly.
Yes. Yeah, his options are either incredibly safe or gambly, but the things that are safe do not lead you to victory, right?
And they're hard to get out on defense. Right, so if you're trying to get out of Linne's pressure, where she's just constantly doing stagger buttons, because that is her strength, is she gets in and she has very ambiguous endpoints to her strings. And if you're trying to figure out how to get out of this, you can't really just push normal safely. You might want to be, throw a parry in here or there, but those parries will get you killed. Exactly,
yeah. As well as or trying to do some aggressive things like doing TK dive kick, right, as an option to cover some of the low crushes, as well as throw or delay parry that Linne might try to do. You have the tools, you have your options. You've even seen something I've been seeing some Enkidu players do a lot more recently is actually just up forward delay JC. Try to hit him with the back end of that hitbox as you're coming up with it. But once again, it's another high risk, high reward option. So it's not always the safest thing that you want to be doing in any given situation, especially with the low life totals that Poob had kind of been at for a long portion.
Right. And I think, we really have to say, again, Poob's defense was really impressive.
Yes.
There was so much blocking. The overheads, those assault jump bays, I don't think a single one actually connected.
I think
maybe one. There was one that connected but didn't combo anything because Brandon followed up with another overhead.
I think there was that, and there was one slightly after that when Poob was just after he got grid broken.
Ah, okay. Yeah. But I mean, Poop's defense was really strong.
Yep.
But unfortunately, I think towards the last part of that game, or last part of that set, Poop probably started feeling the pressure because I felt like he started pushing buttons a little bit more aggressively on defense and getting punished.
It was one of those, he's like, oh no, I'm going to lose.
Right, yeah.
It's I need to do something, and that's something that happens to everybody at every stage. When you're down 2 games and around, you're like, I got to try something different. My plan clearly isn't working. I'll try to mix it up. But Brandon's game plan was already prepared for that step to come through.
Yeah, absolutely. But, not out. So there's a good chance we'll see Poop again later.
Yep. But here we have our next match up on deck. We've got OmniDeek versus Mysterious Smasher
X. What a name.
Yeah.
I love that name.
one of the few good Undernight gimmick names.
Oh, boy. See thumbs up going out. All right.
Another Enkidu.
Are we going to go straight into it, or is there going to be a button check?
I almost guarantee you there's going to be a button check on this. Actually, wait, no, it's Omni. There won't be a button check. I think Omni notoriously doesn't button check.
Okay,
and I think he's lost rounds because of it. But I always recommend button checking. Just get the input delay of the setup right, because every setup's always going to be a little bit different.
True. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a really good point. But no, they are indeed just going straight into it. Enkidu pressure right off the bat. Omni with the opening hit, just run up 2A.
And while we saw Prem earlier, Omni plays very differently. He keeps a much more grounded approach to Eltnum, which is where I think you're seeing a lot of success through play. Scenario also plays a very grounded approach. Also just trying to delay, trying to get Mysterious Smasher X to mash at the wrong opportunities, and Omni now getting full advantage of these counter hit gun shots.
One other difference. Omni doesn't drop combos.
I wasn't going to say it, but...
I'm going to say it. Prem's from my region. I'm calling them out.
True. But Mysterious Smasher X not letting any of these early stage routes get to them, finding this consistent damage, finding these shimmies as well, trying to get OmniDeek to bait.
What a hit! Catches the roll as Omni's trying to push forward. And Mysterious Smasher X has been doing a really good job, has held on to Vorpal for most of this game.
Yeah, just making sure that you can have that kind of grid control is so important right here. And also having the damage to back it up right here.
Doesn't even need to burn meter. Both players 200 meter going into the second round.
And this is the kind of confidence that is really important to have on Enkidu, right? Willing to do that and then not let it get you. You see him really back, but you're like, oh, that's funny. But that's now a layer of game plan that Omni is having to be worried about even more so.
Good, meaty pressure from Omni. Actually catches Mysterious Smasher X. Sort of want to call him MMX. The roll, nice punish with the throw. I don't think that was the actual punish because it wasn't a grid crush. But
yeah, to get the actual punishes, the grid break has to happen in the pre-frames of it, but you still guarantee yourself a roll punish, quote unquote.
Nice rising jump A. Both players at 200 meters still going to the next round. And I want to point out, Mysterious Smasher X still at the Vorpal cycle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very, having that grid control has been a very key thing that we've been seeing more and more players as we get through being the reasons why they're winning.
Eltnum benefiting from those changes. The easy combo pickup after 2-on-4B. Into the corner, Omni takes the cycle, going to get the reload, a bunch of enhanced bullets here on this pressure. EX parry does not connect, full punish.
Yeah, and now Mysterious Master X living a little bit up to the name, but very aggressive in a lot of these wake-up options. Seeing C parry, seeing normal, seeing like A parry, and I think
I wanted to just do it again. Dang.
I was really hoping it would happen again right there.
Yeah, I was really hoping there would be another EX parry. I mean, no one expects it twice, right? All right, Omni will take the first game with the perfect to close it out.
Yeah. Well, Omni was ready to expect the unexpected, right? So that's why they were ready to go and ready to find the exact tools they needed to close it out. But now let's see if Mysterious Master X can, find that adaptation, right? They looked really, really solid in that first round, and then Omni kind of figured out how their game plan was going and was able to close out in the next.
I really like the way that Omni's been approaching sort of this neutral, or this pressure, where every time there's a gap, rather than trying to push a button, it's just dash forward, getting close, make it really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because we've talked before about how like Enkidu wants to be in that close range space and try to utilize his advantage, but Eltnum has better and faster tools in a lot of those spaces than Enkidu does. So
it's a similar issue that Enkidu has against Linne.
Yep, exactly.
Nice stagger buttons here. Mysterious Master X gets the hit. Not going to be able to win the Vorpal cycle, so now you have to respect potential EX cutting sync on wake up. Oh my goodness! The 5A3C confirmed from Omni.
Putting another low hit right there. Omni should just going to be able to dump a little bit. Might spend that CS block afterwards. No, just wants some damage dump.
No reason to spend the Vorpal, because if you get a hit using the Vorpal, it's just game.
And there we go. That hit with Vorpal that you were just talking about right there. Omni able to find it right at the very end with another very clean rising JA. Not wanting to bring that tool out in a lot of situations, but it's always when it matters the most.
Absolutely. That was a really scary situation for Omni, whipping the move as Mysterious Master X jumped in. Didn't really matter, but Mysterious does get the hit that he needs.
But he can't finish the combo, so Omni actually able to air tech out of the situation, stay safe, and not be in the scary spot of the screen where Enkidu wants to push you in.
And you can see what we were talking about earlier, where Omni is just willing to be very patient, dash in, defend, and then take a turn when there's a mistake.
And that was a great turn to take as well, literally hitting right at the perfect frame to gain a little bit more grid, gain the cycle as well right at the very end.
A lot of damage coming out here into the far corner. Potential throw coming up. No, there was a shield that was shown.
ADP, C-dive to keep yourself safe, but the neutral jump out right there. Neutral jump has been a tool that I think has been very underutilized by a lot of people, especially characters who have kind of weaker defensive options. Just jump out, falling button catches a lot of people what they're pressing. And Mysterious Master X is going to make it work.
That was amazing. It was 4C, 2 buttons, just wait, and then 4C again.
Yeah. See, keep your turn as well. Shield, so it's not as plus, but the people's elbow of the 2B gonna connect.
That patience from Mysterious Master X knows that Omni, very patiently tries to dash back in very often. Instead of doing anything, just waited, let Omni push the button, and whiff punished it.
And Omni as well, just waiting for the patience of Mysterious Master, trying to create a little bit more screen space and punishing them for it. 6FF gonna stay safe right here.
Mysterious Master X, unlikely to win the Vorpal cycle. Omni is very aware of it.
Do it again.
The falling jump B, no combo, but the 2C connects, and that should be it. Omni will close out.
Yep, just end of the IW, keep it clean. Omni just put in the work. I really do like once again, Mysterious Master X's defense was so on point that entire time. It felt like the only reasons Omni was finding these hits were off of mix-up opportunities where anybody would get blown up on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that Omni was playing that defense was just, we didn't actually see this from many of the other players today so far, but just very patiently dash blocking in every single gap.
Yep.
And then as soon as Mysterious Master X goes for, an assault or something that has, a large enough gap, it's just an immediate punish.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of like the Enkidu 101. That's really what you want to do to try to capitalize on it, because you're looking for those Havoc reps. You're looking for all that extra damage, especially versus characters who I think Eltnum has lower than average health.
I think she's normal, but
she
I
normal?
can't remember.
Yeah,
I feel like she was an average character, but
yeah.
Honestly, it's been a long time since I looked at that.
But it's one of those still, you're always wanting to try to find those hits to capitalize on the amount of damage that you can at any given situation.
So I know, folks on, watching the stream cannot see it. We have a list of players that are coming up. I just want to point out that KFL's name is almost sticking off the side of the screen.
Yeah, it's literally one character, like 3 characters away from being completely caught up on our end. But yeah, we do have KFL. I'm not even trying to pronounce that name. I don't think anyone ever has.
Who was it? Someone came up with a song for this name. I remember that.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't remember who came up with the song. It was amazing. Was it Aru or something? Anyway, it's a crazy song.
But they're facing against Kaji. So Kaji is one of the 2 Japanese players that we actually flew out through the GoFundMe that was held through in association with Climax of Night. And Kaji is the strongest Londrekia, one of the strongest Londrekias in Japan, arguably the world in that case, right? With Japan consistently being a very, very high-power region to be playing in.
I'm really excited to see this because, Japan doesn't always play the game very similar to the way people in the Western world do. And even when I say Western world, it's actually every region plays a little differently, right? So it'll be very interesting to see how this works out for Kaji.
But KFL is someone who is no shy of having to actually play against Japanese players, right? Like being a long Under Night player since basically it was available in the West, and being ready to deal with that kind of playstyle is very important to surpassing it. And so far, finding a good early hit over here, gaining that corner carry that you're looking for, but Kaji able to steal the turn back.
Well, one of the things that I think doesn't get said a lot about KFL, or enough about KFL, is he's really good at adapting to his opponents.
Yes.
Maybe one of the fastest in the Under Night scene at doing so. KFL doesn't necessarily win with gimmicks or crazy mix-up or anything. He's just extremely fundamentally strong.
Yeah, and playing a character like Eltnum as well, that you get rewarded for having those kinds of reactions and adjustments with all the different tools you have available for, give you rounds like this.
Yeah, every single hit just works. Confirms it. The third shot didn't connect, but it doesn't matter. EX one shot fast enough to confirm for 2.
Able to find these routings as well to keep himself up close, but a great 5B Abare right there from Kaji, knowing that they're going to be able to tech out and have a little bit of safe because KFL kept wanting to go for these more higher input.
Flower Oki, good throw tech. The DP connects. KFL still in the corner, still frosted.
Holding it down right now, trying to open him up, but you only will find it off the stagger. No mix-up here.
That's going to be a really strong Oki situation once again for Kaji. Another flower, just being a little bit patient, trying to bait something out, but KFL dash C, Kaji not ready. Yeah,
was potentially looking for like cutting sync or EX gunshot, just something, or like a raw 660, but KFL keeping it tight right here.
KFL does have the Vorpal cycle. That might be it. No! The throw went the wrong way.
Yeah, didn't do air throw in the right direction, so we're still looking forward right there. And Ice Rain able to close it out right there. Good delay press right there with the 2A.
KFL 200-meter knock. Oh, is going to burn, of course, yes. Dash C gets all the bullets back. KFL still takes the Vorpal cycle. Does 2B while Kaji's in the air. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I think was looking for like a more forward-moving option that you could see Kaji traditionally go for after like the first hits of their Oki.
EX cutting sync. He saw the 5B from Kaji. Let's see if KFL chooses to drop the combo for the meter. He does get the Vorpal cycle.
Able to stay, trades as well, but not going to anyone's favor.
Run up. Throw. Just the run-up assault. KFL, I think he can close it out. Not quite, not enough. That was too weak of a starter.
Yeah, if you have the Vorpal cycle, maybe CBO does it, but one more throw is all you're going to need right there. KFL taking game number 1.
But it was back and forth. Kaji definitely can do this.
Yeah, it is quite literally anyone's game, right? Like it could have gone either way in both those rounds, and it's going to be up to the players to really make that decision. Kaji finding a great air-to-air, which we have been seeing again and again. Actually, air-to-air is working out in their favor in this matchup specifically.
Flower Oki works out. This time it actually just connects. KFL goes for the throw, but Kaji a little bit too far away. Full punish, Vorpal cycle, 180 meter.
Yeah, C-Flower set as well, so going to get some good mix over here, but KFL ready to block it out, ready to just be very patient, wait for their turn to strike.
Oh, very nice. The low crush. KFL went for 2B, but Lon with, the TK stab. Just straight punishes at end. Yeah. Kaji with the perfect to open the second game.
Those J3Bs I feel like so good versus how KFL wants to play. They're always trying to press with 2A, 2B.
Rain catches backdash.
Yeah, sure, let's have that happen. Kaji able to lock him down with that as well. Might spend meter, no, just wants to go with B-Flower and gets a hit off of the raw flower.
And we were talking about how KFL is so good at adapting, but we're seeing the exact same thing for Kaji right now.
I mean, it's that level of play you need. These are 2 players, either of these players are people who I would say could make it out winner side of their pool.
Good throw. KFL just taking his turn. The roll comes out from Kaji, puts himself back on the outside of the corner. KFL does have the Vorpal cycle. Goes for the dive, doesn't catch the backdash.
Yeah, no punish on the dive kick either.
As you can see, Kaji is trying to hunt that button press from KFL with those jump 3Bs.
But KFL's been playing a lot more patient in these games.
The trade! Not quite confirmed. KFL still in this. Yeah, Kaji burns the Vorpal cycle.
300 meter potentially just looking for a
throw. Great crush. That green shield flash was the end of that game.
Yeah, and it's kind of what Kaji was waiting for, right? Their game plan was just waiting for like a press option, but it's very easy to look for a press and look for that green shield right at the same time.
Exactly. Absolutely. Nice grid crush from KFL. Kaji missed his air normal, landed and did a crouch shield, and just immediately got punished.
Gonna get punished indeed. EX Bullet will finally see one of those force function DPs come out for Kaji right here. Able to see a bit up, and now they're finding a great hit.
That vacuum very often catches people a little bit off guard. They aren't expected to be in range for that low. Regular DP from KFL, not wanting to burn the EX cutting sink. Nice shield, didn't try to do anything off of it. Gets the 2C. Will take the Vorpal cycle though. Kaji working so hard on movement.
And immediately cashes out as well, trying to find a new opening right here. But, oh, EX gunshot though, not gonna work out for them. Just using to keep their turn, but the 6-6 gonna connect for Kaji.
He does take the Vorpal cycle. He's got enough meter for the EX vendors.
Let's see, what are they going to be looking at? No, wants to save the meter on deck because they know a throw will just close that out right there.
The throw did 2,400 damage.
Jiminy Christmas right there. That is, it doesn't even have any ice shots out yet. That was just raw throw.
No, I think the ice shot hit.
Did it hit? Oh, okay,
I think it hit during the throw. But I mean, like, that is still a ton of damage.
Yeah.
It's more than combo throws.
Yeah.
Really nice confirm for KFL.
And I like that. Don't try to go for anything crazy. Just get those enhanced bullets. It's going to be a lot more important. Blocking the ice rain, but had a green shield that was a little scary. Kaji not going to let it affect them, though.
Kaji does not have a Vorpal cycle. Will get it here. Has no meter. Nice tech. Never mind. KFL takes it with that throw tech.
DP as well going to put a little bit towards KFL's favor. Needs to find an opportunity.
Yes. Air shield. No confirm off of it. The spacing was way too awkward.
I think they were looking for air throw right there, but realized it wasn't going to work as soon as they were in the skies.
KFL just defending. Kaji using the Rekkas to side swap. Very nice hit from Kaji. No confirm.
Yeah, utilizing that 3v side swap right there is a really, really important tool to be using super late in the game to make your opponent a lot more worried in those in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, Kaji does take the Vorpal cycle. Good deep runs to KFL. Blocks both overheads. Has to spend EX to stay safe.
Will stay plus though. Cycle will go to KFL right here, but
there's a throw chance. Yes. Celestial on deck.
I don't think you can kill off this, but you can definitely get to even life totals if you can finish your combo right here.
Oh, can he get this? Once again, has to go for the air shield.
Oh,
KFL gets caught by 5B, the backdash.
Yeah, was trying to find these opportunities to punish him on these post-CS situations, but they were always just out of cutting sync range and then just not choosing to go for DP.
Yeah, I think both times he tried to go for, it was an air throw, but the air throw was too far.
Yeah.
So you have to go for the air shield. But unfortunately, the way that Lon's button works there, you can't punish it.
Yeah, yep. It has, it's a lawn button, right?
Right. If Eltnum had a move that stalled in the air maybe, or just a longer air normal, there's a chance. But because of that spacing, Eltnum's pretty low to the floor on that air shield.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, do you do B dive kick then that keeps you in the air for a little bit longer? But I think it's too long.
I think it's too long, and the spacing's probably wrong.
Oh yeah, because it goes down like that, and they would be there. Yeah,
because this angle is just a little bit awkward for that.
Yeah.
So in the end, maybe DPing would have worked a little bit better, but I definitely understand. The reward you get off of that DP there does not feel as good as actually getting the air shield punish or the air throw.
Yeah, but I feel like we've just seen a couple times of getting no reward off
Absolutely,
of it. And that's been a huge thing, and there was a round that could have changed in a scramble situation that if you just went for DP instead, it would put you in a much more opportune situation to go for a two-way jab.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you consider it, I think 2 or 3 of those were off of CS.
Yeah.
And so you're not getting anything off of the CS, right? If you get the knockdown, at least you can continue pressure, you can do things. When you don't get that, actually what ends up happening there is I think Lon continued pressure.
Yeah, because it will be plus in their favor even
right,
after the shield.
The spacing is so bad for Eltnum. After that landing, it's like you're not in 2B range or anything. Lon just lands into 5B and continues. So a little bit unfortunate, but it was really impressive watching both players adapt to each other. And I think Kaji, obviously came out on top at the end.
Yeah, but we got to the core of the onion in those layers right there. There's so much back and forth that had to happen to get to that point that we're discussing. It is just very impressive to see those players make it this far and get that much adaptation in a 2 out of 3 pool set.
Yeah, I mean, a reminder that this is pools. This is not top 48 or anything.
Yeah, we're not top 192. It's just great. Everybody's playing their characters well. They're doing combos right now. I'm like, this is pools. This is insane.
Oh, actually, I am really looking forward to this match.
Oh, I am as well. Mirror, one of the players who came up that beat Prem earlier on in a bit of an upset here. Going to be playing against Big Black, a player we haven't seen in our on any of the streams yet, despite being on one of the ones in the pools.
You know, Big Black, as always, you know, a very strong, very strong Bianca player.
And showing that strength right here, just with the patience on waiting for Mira to go out for one of those rolls right there. And we'll just go for it again. Tries to get out of the web situations, does not want to deal with it.
Oh, catches the backdash. Big Black doesn't get the combo though. Side swap. Mira just, you know, trying to play this a little bit patiently. Unfortunately, gets opened up by Big Black. Big Black with another drop. That's a little uncharacteristic. 2 drops in a row.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens to the best of us. It's still early in the morning, right? Not getting as many warm-up games in the day, but Mirror are going to use that really good defense that they've had for all the games we've seen them so far. Just wait for that patience, wait for Big Black to give them an opportunity, and going to take full advantage of it.
You have to be a little bit careful here as Mirror because of the fact that you're 1 touch from death, but you know, at the same time, you have to take the risks. You have no meter. The 4-pull cycle is all you have on hand.
And as a reminder, this is actually technically a match for top 48. The next match is where you qualify winners or losers, but the winner of this is guaranteed a spot in that.
Right.
These players are fighting for their life to just make sure they can guarantee themselves into that next phase.
And Mirror doing a good job here. Nice! Catches Big Black before his button comes out. Burns the meter for the damage. Better Oki situation in the corner. Pushes the button. That red flash Big Black saw just immediately reversals.
Going to be able to gain the cycle as well immediately afterwards, still having that recovery.
Backdashing twice, not quite good enough. Big Black able to run up and just catch the 2C.
Doesn't finish their combo, so no web set right here, but they will blow him up with the teleport.
Crush, low teleport. Big Black once again not finishing the combo. The throw doesn't do it either. One more Oki setup. Whiffs the throw.
Yeah, was looking for the roll right there that we've been seeing Mira go for a lot, but they just wanted to hold down back.
The low catches. Wait. The 4-pull cycle's not going to take over in time. It's not going to take over in time.
No.
One more hit. Big Black gets it.
They win for 2. I think they win for 2-3-6C right there, right at the very end.
Yeah, I think so. But it doesn't have invuln on it.
Yeah. Like, so close.
I think he read a backdash.
I would technically read a back, or I would have read a backdash there as well, right? Like, Big Black is very prone to just backdash in a lot of those situations, but that's that layer BB knowing that you're already ready for that. I'm going to try to blow you up for doing it.
Trade after shielding 3C, but Big Black gets the first hit.
And this is this classic Big Black patient. Like, it's 2 very patient players playing against each other, but Big Black has always just been like, I don't know, feels like 1 step ahead in a lot of these situations. But when Mirror gets these right reads, they are like getting everything out.
Oh, that backdash gave away the 4-pull cycle. Mirror needs to be a little bit careful. There's a web there.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to use that to actually get the full extension into the corner, be able to get web set as well with 200 meter on deck. 1, 2, 3, going to be checking for roll, I assume. No, Mirror didn't want to go for it right there, so Big Black just gets the full throw.
If he burns the meter, still can't kill because it is a throw starter, but it is a lot of damage. Oh wait, he's actually going to burn all the meter. He can kill.
Yeah, it has exactly enough right at the very end with like 2 ticks left.
Yeah, I didn't think he actually built enough for the VO ender.
Yeah.
But he got there. He actually got there.
I mean, that's Big Black, right? Just being able to, they're always able to know exactly what they need to do to maximize their damage on those hits. Being able to recognize, like, oh, if I do exactly this, I'll build the 100, be able to VO, be able to get the extra damage where I can. And the patience, just the walkbacks, waiting for situations like that, knowing that they can use a low to crush the force function out for Tsurugi right there, right? Like, Big Black even played Tsurugi. So this is something we were talking about before earlier with the knowledge checks that potentially come through. When you have to play against Tsurugi, Big Black is very aware of what this character can do.
And you know, one of the things, wow, just getting caught by the web, that's a little unfortunate. One of the things that's really good for Bianca in this matchup is that he has very long lows.
Yes, yeah, 2B and 2C and 6B as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
A multitude of tools, and 2-2 is a mid, so.
Good defense from Big Black. We're just seeing, you know, the difference sort of in these play styles, where I think Bianca actually benefits more from playing, you know, a very passive defensive style than Tsurugi does in many ways.
Yeah, especially at least with these player matchups.
Trade with the web, he gets the confirm!
And you can see them shaking their head going like, yeah, I had the right idea, but the web was right there, was able to stop, put a big stop sign.
I mean, it's one thing to trade and get staggered and then pick it up with
Yeah.
confirm. To get knocked down, tech, and then pick it up is crazy. The benefit of Bianca webs.
Good stuff from Big Black there. So yeah, so that guarantees Big Black for top 48. Not winners or losers yet, but the next match will be their qualifier into that. So we're getting towards the end of this bracket. These are these players who have made it all the way through and are looking to secure those spots, trying to make sure they can get to that next phase.
Yeah, and having said that, once again, we have another repeat player coming up. The next one's Defi versus Grey Faden.
Yeah, Gray, someone who Combo Breaker 2022, I feel like was their big breakout. That's where they found their top 8 with Nanase at a time when people weren't super solid on that character, right? But has really shown that they can put in the work, and Nanase is a character, especially in this version of the game, that if you let her rock, she's going to rock your world.
I think there's also, to a much lesser degree, there are a couple of things that Nanase does that are still sort of knowledge checky as well.
Yes.
I say that, but basically every character has things that are knowledge checks. It's just that Nanase tries to get away with a lot of things that are even or, slightly minus on block.
Yep. It's one of those things that she didn't have until this version, right? Yeah. She was a little bit more of like a gambler character to get that reward off of it, but now you can end a lot of your mix-up style situations into 214BA, which will either put you same side or cross-up depending on how much you delay, and it puts you throw safe on cross-up, but you can be throw punished on same side.
There are a couple of characters that can consistently, more or less consistently punish that sort of ending.
Yep.
Right? People with large enough DPs can more or less just blow that up. But,
But she can also do, if she thinks you're going to DP, she can do 2-1-4, and then before the follow-up, go for sword dive kick.
She can go for sword dive, but the other thing she can do is she can literally just not do the follow-up.
That too, yeah.
Right, because if she spaces it correctly, she actually falls way outside of the range of any DP.
Yep. She's got a lot of tools on deck. She's got a lot of different things she can do. However, I know Gray, in the beginning portion of the game, wasn't playing her, was kind of bouncing around between a couple characters, and I think we're seeing one of those characters
Eltnum.
that they ended up locking in with, which is Eltnum.
I actually did not know this change happened.
I knew they were playing Wagner for a little bit, but I didn't know if they were still on that. So yeah, Eltnum is definitely newer to the fold, right? But it's that same kind of character, right? The aggressive rushdown, strike throw oriented, and we're already seeing Defi playing a different character now, right? We saw them on Carmine earlier. I wasn't sure if they were going to be sticking with a single character, but they are going to be going through the roster, playing Londrekia this time.
Having said that, Gray with the first good hit.
Good tag. Ooh, big CS right here. And utilizing that DV, like we were talking about before in the KFL set, right? Just making sure that you can lock down the damage where you can. They know Defi's a player who really likes to be slippery in a lot of these situations. So if you can just guarantee that you can get damage where you can, it's going to work out great for you. Unfortunately, getting grid broken is not going to work out great for you.
We were talking about it earlier where it's not that common to see the exact same matchup again, but this is another case of it, actually.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Defi just very patiently pressuring here in the corner. The flower CS is surprisingly scary.
Yeah, Defi, that's been a very trademark part of Defi's Londrekia game plan, where they're just constantly trying to mix you up high-low again and again and again with these situations. It's finally going to work out for them after the second flower set in a single block streak.
Good tech, but unfortunately Gray just gets caught by the run-up rethrow.
Oh, good tech's out as well, but just DP because they're going to want to go for an aggressive run-up option. That's in their blood when they're trying to close out those rounds.
Nice punish from Gray. That was insane, actually. The spacing was so good.
And this is a very key part. Gray's spacing on generally across ED has been very, very good, but finding opportunities to space against Lond is showing that, hey, I know how to play this match. I know what you need to do right here. And gonna get some, got some good reward out for it, but Defi just utilizing that confidence and finding another to bring him all the way to the other coast.
Having said that, Gray's first hit did secure that Vorpal cycle, so it's, okay, interesting.
Oh, I think. Okay, yeah, that's a weird interaction with them being in a jail state that you don't get the VO strip used to happen back in ST.
I was pretty confused by what I just saw.
There we go. One more Rekka should be able to close it out. But yeah, I think it was a Claire change that they
so I'm actually sort of curious what that VO was for.
It could have just been go into Ice Flower. Maybe they
You can. I guess you get the meter to just immediately do something at EX Ice Flower again.
I think you can also, if you hit them as they're falling out, there's still a window where you can do that. So trying to delay the VO to hit it to actually strip them, but it just didn't end up working out for them either. Well, it ended up working out for them, but not in the way that they were looking for.
And as we're talking, Gray looking really good in the second game. Oh, baits out the throw. Actually gets the punish roll to a run back in 5A. That is not what you normally see.
Yeah, and we'll just be able to meter dump as well to be able to close this round out.
EX Air DP. A perfect for Gray to open the second game. But that's the exact opposite of what we saw in the KFL match.
It really is, yeah. But like we can see Defi over here, just like they're firmly locked in. They're someone who, if they will not let those kind of situations get to them. As you can see, already turning the tides back in their favor with a potential perfect of their own if Gray can't find an opportunity out of this.
Gray just defensive, does win the cycle, gets the EX cutting sync, no confirm.
Yeah, was not able to find the 5-8 confirm that they were looking for, but
Two
they are able to find these strike throws. Oh, that was a late shield at the very end. That could have been very scary if Gray did end up deciding to go for B-dive.
Gray, very patient, just knows the Vorpal cycle was about to take over, gets it, gets the throw tech, goes for the overhead, no confirm, but Defi has to be so careful because Gray was sitting on Vorpal, does have EX cutting sync as an option at any point here.
But Cycle now finally ties it over to Defi's end so they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to use it aggressively as well, knowing that they're probably not going to get it back at the end of this.
Overhead's locked, Defi gets the side swap into the corner, the air throw!
Utilizing that unique air throw that Eltnum has, being able to get a full combo after it as well, not needing to spend that Vorpal, not needing to spend that meter, but guaranteeing that round.
Fastest move in the game, tied with the Kotsky air throw at 2 frames.
Yep. And that's what we saw in that previous set. KFL wanted to go for it so much because of how good of a tool it is. Remember, this is a hold attack game. These red beat combos shouldn't be happening, but definitely going to get a lot of advantage out of it.
Gray looking so good in that second game, though. Defi with the Vorpal cycle, net corner pressure. This is where Londrekia really shines, able to lock players down, the flowers, everything just forcing you to block forever. But even having said that, Gray working out, does get the hit and the Vorpal cycle, no confirm.
Yeah, it was a little awkward of a hit right there, but wanted to keep that CS for situations like this where they can afford a DP. Didn't have the meter to cutting sync, I think, right at the very end right there.
But gets a really big hit instead and is going to win the cycle again. This is a really good situation for Gray. The life is going to even out.
This is the kind of momentum that you're looking for after being able to secure those last rounds super dominantly. But Defi really just trying to find a way to get Gray to open up. Like, okay, how do I get out of this, right? Flower set, going to try to mix them up.
Oh, the run-up throw a little bit too far.
We'll find a delay throw, though, after the plus frame situation.
Having said that, though, the delay throw actually let Gray get that Vorpal cycle. It was immediately burned, just a raw EX cutting sync. Once again, Gray taking the cycle off of this.
It's going to even up those life total. We'll put it in a little bit of Gray's favor. Has CS, has 90 meter, tried to ice raid to catch him for doing something aggressive, but Gray has just been playing so patiently right here.
Needs to be a little bit careful, just the run up 5-8 catches. Defi should be able to take this unless combo drop happens. Doesn't look like it.
Yep, no combo drops needed right there. Would have been a Uniclair timeout as well. But good backdash over there, getting out of the 4C, not wanting them to hold anything that's coming through, and recognizing the green shield right there, showing that they can get the grid break. C-dive kick stays safe after the ADP.
The throw not going to be able to get out of the grid crush state, unfortunate.
Good blocks once again, and a great tech out as well with that deep run through.
Doesn't quite catch. Really nice backdash from Defi into the 5B.
Yeah, that 5B is at a perfect spacing to deal with Eltnum 2B, which is the button that they traditionally want to press to like get out of a lot of those Abare situations.
One more hit for Defi. These throws doing a lot of work.
They're looking for one more throw right here. I can feel it in my blood, but Gray will VO has a chance to try to spend
There's
some
the
meter.
throw with the grid crush. Defi will take it. That was a really good showing for both players.
Yeah, like almost a masterclass of a set right there, right? Just showing the perfect back and forth between how those characters want to be playing in that matchup. But Defi was just that half step forward, guaranteeing them the closeout right at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you could tell that Defi was sort of hunting out a lot of these habits and sort of playstyle decisions in that second game, in that first game. You could sort of see it through every single round. But Gray did a really good job, especially in that second game, of just, making the changes necessary to throw Defi off.
Yep. And I think it took even Defi a little bit in that third round to adapt to it, right? We saw Gray in the first start of the first round, like, get those hits, but then Defi, I think, got those brainwaves, those puzzle pieces to connect and be like, oh, I figured it out. I know what to do. But even when they figured it out, it was still an uphill battle. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think one thing that we've been seeing sort of consistently across a lot of these games is defense does wonders for stabilizing your sort of game plan.
Yes.
And even if you're losing, as long as you can sort of hold on, if you can defend well, you don't have a turn for, it doesn't know, I don't know, like 10, 12 seconds.
Yep.
You're just blocking it out. If you win that Vorpal cycle, if you can defend without getting opened up, your turn will come.
Yep. Eventually, the game will decide it is your turn at one point, whether you like it or not. So it's a very, if you can build that into the rest of your game plan, it is a big power-up in a lot of people's skill levels. And it's something I've seen from both even at a high level and even from people who are like at my locals who play this game every other week, right? If you can just consistently block what your opponent's bringing out, you're guaranteed to be able to get your pressure going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, but it looks like we got another match coming up on deck. We have Garm versus Mo in pools.
That'll be interesting. Do we know if this is this is one to qualify into top 48? I assume.
This should be, I believe.
Or is this a winners losers match?
This is. We'll find out. We have the technology. If it'll load. I want to say that this is a. From what I remember of the bracket, I think this is a to the top 48 quals match. Mo, Garm. Nope, this is top 48 quals. So this is
the winners and losers
regardless,
side.
One of these two players is making, or both these players are making out into top 48. Whoever wins it will be on winner's side. Whoever loses will be on loser's side. And they will play whoever ends up making on the loser side of the bracket, which right now is Captain Tom Sugar. They're still waiting for the other match. It looks like there's a couple people it could be, but Captain Tom Sugar will at least end at losing right before top 48.
Very nice. We have not seen them on stage yet.
No. Yeah, but coming back from the dead (parentheses Australia). But yeah, so for this match that we have on our stream right here, it's Garmfield versus Mo.Sin. So
our first hide.
Our first hide.
That's actually crazy.
We had a lot of Londrekias, a lot of Eltnums.
We had Tsurugi before hide.
And Ories. We had Tsurugi. We had Tsurugi twice.
Before
hide. Person, but before hide.
That's interesting. Who have we not? We have 0 participants.
0 VATs, yeah. Like, I can't even think that many VATs that have entered this whole tournament right here. But Mo showing that they want to be the one to enter the top 48. Going to be starting with an early pillar, just immediately trying to tech a throw to force Garm all the way into the corner. Now, Garm is one of those players who's like one of the strongest hides, I think, in North America right now. And someone that you have to be worried about, and even Mo knows this. That's why they're playing a lot more lockdown and really trying to stop them from doing anything.
Garm just trying to defend against this Kuon pressure. As long as you don't get opened up, as you were saying, your turn will come. The pillar doesn't quite connect, but Garm respecting the follow-ups. Oh, that was so dangerous. Gets away with it.
What?
EX Fireball catches one hit. Garm able to confirm it. Doesn't get a full combo, but, you know, I mean, that's insane already.
That was a crazy reaction to be able to actually pick up the last hit of EX Fireball right there. Oh, my goodness. But you can see Mo even not letting that get to them, just like fully focused in there. Both these players constantly just back. Well, it's back and forth as in Garm shielding and Mo throwing stuff out.
Right,
but there we go.
I was wondering if that was going to come out because there are a lot of situations where you can see Kuon is floating or doing. Okay, that's a very interesting confirm.
Okay. I think Garm was waiting to use the 214 BC right, or 236 BC right there, because to get a little bit closer. Because a lot of the other spacings, they can throw a ring out and then still be safe to block it at the very end.
Right.
So Garm had to find the right timing to do it, and right now the timing that they're looking for is bringing them all the way back down to the corner right there, which is where Hyde wants you to be.
EX wreck up to the corner with Hyde's crazy, plus frame reverse beats.
Finding these green shields as well, but it's a little too delayed on the text right there, but we will get a punish on the teleport.
The teleports are, pretty hard to react to a lot of the time, but they are punishable.
Yep. There we go. Throw CVO.
Doesn't get the CVO connection.
Yeah, I thought they were at the corner right there, but
EX teleport.
Goes for C Fireball right there.
Garm might be a little bit willing to throw away some health here because all you need is one hit to close out this round.
Yeah, and I mean, like, as long as you win with more than 1 pixel, that's really more than health. That's the situations that you're looking for right there. And that's what they were looking for right there. Utilizing those staggers, eventually finding it with a 5C.
You just stay there, let them push a button so they actually whip their own normals. Once again, with the really delayed bowling overhead.
Hitting it like basically in the last 2 frames right before it would be connecting onto the ground.
That is what makes it so hard to react to, and I think Mo is one of those players who will hit that timing every time.
Before and they'll show it against, so Garm has to be ready for that. Just blocking out right now. And able to find a great run-up throw as well. Will give them additional grid steal from Mo as well, and give them some free damage.
Corner situation looking pretty good. Garm, pushing buttons here, trying to get that Vorpal Cycle, does get it. There was a green shield whiff from Mo, actually. Grid crush throw!
And this is big right here. This is a lot of damage you're taking, but Garm not able to finish their combo right here. Daggers out right here.
He's willing to push so many buttons, though, because of the fact that Mo has no grid.
Yeah, no grid. Oh, gonna get grid broken once again. Can you finish this combo this time?
No, he cannot. I'm unable to finish my sentence because he can't finish the combo.
But he will finish the round right there.
But you know what? This is just traditional top-level high gameplay.
Yes, yes.
The more you drop, the stronger you are.
We've all seen Isaac. That guy can't finish a combo to save his life.
We've seen Infinity.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Every Hyde who gets to the top at some point will just enter the phase where they cannot do a combo, but they will open you up on every hit.
Yeah, and that's that true next level experience. When we find the Hyde that can open you up every time and finish their combos, that's when we know we'll be truly in Kimone's vision.
That's when Hyde starts winning every tournament.
All right, but Mo trying to prevent Hyde from winning another round right here, is just keeping with the consistent zoning. But Garm, once again, has been just like, I'm just going to play Dash Block Simulator this whole time. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for situations that I can get cycles.
Dash C. The first time we've seen it, really, really well used.
It's a tool that is, like, we talk about how good this move is a lot of the time, but actually versus Kuon, it's a little bit harder to use as a whole because of how vertical a lot of his like zoning sequences are.
Yeah, because he floats very often. He can get over it. He has his own buttons that are sort of similar or catch you running in.
I think you can even reaction overhead teleport and blow it up.
That's funny. I would not have expected that one. But, you know, looking really good for Garm once again. Burning a ton of meter. Gets the knockdown with the fully jump bay. Good reversal from Mo. Takes his turn.
See Mo be very, very cautious with those flash kicks. So instead, we're just going to be going for some flight Oki after those throws. And just, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
These throws are doing so much work. That'll do it. Mo wins the Vorpal cycle. Gets 3 throws into a low.
Yeah. Like we've been saying this whole time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, they're looking very, very confident. 2-2-B gonna connect right there for Mo. And just like you said, they're gonna be looking for these high-lows again and again. And I'm curious to see if Garm's ever gonna try going for like a roll out of these situations, or if they're just gonna be holding a lot of this pressure. Because right now, compared to some other people that we've seen on deck, they haven't tried to roll out of any of the Kuon.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's one of those things where you have to understand that roll is a very risky move. So many stronger players will just choose not to use it and hold on to it as sort of a gamble.
Yeah. Well, you see right there, even with that roll, still got punished at the very end of it.
Is he going to dash C again? No, he just doesn't run up.
That was so smart. Doing 2-2-A, but then CSing it before it came out because they're just expecting to hold down back and getting a really, really good mix-up afterwards.
Hard knockdown, far corner. Throw. That's not going to be it. He does build Vorpal, though.
Yeah, you need one more touch.
Yeah,
It just
one more
gets scaled
touch.
Too much right here, but you have... Oh, you
Got
had
connected!
everything! You had everything, but Kuon says no!
Kuon's 3C connected after high backdash?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think Garm probably felt pretty good about that situation until he died.
Yeah, it was looking great for Garm up until that the anti-air fully connected right there. All right, tech's out as well. Going to be able to steal their turn back from that mid-screen. Looking to steal that Vorpal right at the very end right there.
Actually does get it with that combo drop.
Couldn't turn it into a draw opportunity right here, but 2FF going to actually be able to beat the first laser right there. It's on the multi-hit version.
Yeah, Mo just going to hold out here, waiting for that Vorpal cycle. He gets a ton of meter off of that.
Yeah, being able to get the Celestial bonus in the next second or two if they can find a hit. But charge to FF gonna connect. Garm hadn't been using it really too much. We saw it once or twice in some previous situations, but now utilizing it up close where it has its fullest effect.
Garm needs one hit. Good VO from Mo. Gets the teleport kick. He has the meter. He has a ton of meter.
Yeah, might just cash out into IW and just try to get a bunch of extra damage. Yeah, that's what they're looking for right here.
He's also very likely to win this Vorpal cycle. There's still a little bit left.
Yeah.
You know, we can't say that Garm won't be able to take it, but it is risky.
You get like half a grid of ticking up, but Garm still finds a way to win it, shielding out on the Kuon ring right there.
When you throw, you know, a pinwheel on the opponent on their wake up, it's not that hard from the win grid.
And now just staggering it right now, trying to get Garm to break 6-6C, gonna steal their cornerback once again going for the 2-2-A CS, but we'll just flash
good
counter
reversal.
pressure.
Blocked this time, but immediately canceled into flight, and the overhead Mo will take this round.
And that puts Mo only one more health bar away from moving on to top 48 winner's side. Garm looking for a way to close this one out right now.
Mo opting not to go for a pillar to try to pick that one up, just goes ahead and runs all the way up and gets a throw. Garm once again with the 2FF.
Yeah,
Not a full combo though.
They've been finding a lot of roars just getting these straight hits where they came with the 2FF.
Just Rekka! EX Rekka after CS?
They felt the hesitation coming and being like, oh, I'm just going to try to press out of this.
They didn't use a reversal or anything?
No.
They just did EX Rekka?
No, because why do that when you can just go into 6
I mean,
your next available opportunity right here, build up on a lot of damage. You've already built your meter back. You have the Vorpal Cycle as well. You are one touch away. Counter hit trade right there was kind of
All right,
crazy.
EX Fireball, Gold Throw, blocks.
Green shielded though, which is a little scary. Techs out once again.
Once again, sitting on Vorpal, blocks the overhead this time. Garm looking pretty good, throwing an EX Fireball, gonna try to take his turn. Dash C does not connect, but he gets EX Lotus.
Yeah, going for the EX Orbiter right there to be able to mix them up as they're trying to see, like, oh, are they going to go for a third Rekka? Are they not going to? Trying to find an opportunity. 2FF not going to connect right there. You're just high enough on the screen, though. Mo trying to play this zoning game very carefully.
Yeah, Mo is really trying to play at the spacing where he can dictate what happens. He can dictate the pace of the game. He does get the Vorpal Cycle. Good reversal from Garm. Is that the first DP we've seen on Wake Up? I think it is.
I think that's the first non-CS DP that we've seen from him, yeah. So Garm now, like, once again, that's now a tool that you have to be worried about. That's a tool that Mo has to consider in a lot of these situations, which is not what you want to do at this point in the round.
Yeah, Garm doing a really good job just holding out again. Doesn't lock the low this time. He wasn't sure. That's that situation where that really late overhead really pays off.
Yeah, that 2B range as well is oh so ambiguous right at the very end right there. Now
One more hit for Mo. Garm does take the Vorpal Cycle though.
Shielding out, trying to make sure that they can gain the cycle at the very end. EX Fireball just going to get floated over.
Run up 5A. Mo will take this game.
That'll be Mo moving on to top 48 winner side. That's Garm moving to top 48 losers. And they're hugging it out. Both of them, they were laughing the entire time they were playing each other. Like, these players, they're just here for the competition. They're here for their glory. They're here to see their friends and their family once again.
That was a very back and forth game. Yeah. And I mean, I honestly, up until the very end, that last round, even at the point where Garm was on his last hit before death, I was not sure if he was actually going to win or lose.
You know, we've been saying this a lot, but it could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way.
This tournament is the epitome of it could have gone either way. Anything was possible for these players.
It definitely feels like a lot of those interactions were won or lost by, like a hair's breadth.
Yes, yeah. Like one little bit of hesitation, one, like, not even incorrect, but like you didn't make the 100% correct. You made the 90% correct decision, and it puts you, like immediately puts you into that loser's bracket.
I think one of the really interesting changes that we saw was Mo actually started doing more of these long-range zoning, TK needles and whatnot. And then as soon as he gets one of those hits, rather than trying to confirm it as a lot of other Kuons would try to do, instead of doing pillars into run up 2B or whatever, he would just take the chance to run all the way up and immediately get into Carp's face to start pressuring.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, but they were also doing a good job with that of then just like if they found these needle hits, then just not doing anything. Just
That's true,
like throw it out, pillar, and then just immediately stay floating on the full screen, being like, "What are you going to do about it?"
Yeah, like
you're going to run up to
come to me. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, so excellent, some excellent.